It's worth it. Feel the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. No, yet keep flirting. Face death like a Steve Irwin. Whole heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm tryna be perfect. Using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen to breathe herping. Till I see curtains. Lungs fail and they cease working. Air is something that I need urgent. Suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never breath. When you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked in my lost breath. Hasn't made it back yet. Gotta pass next from a check. Got in my dad's debt.
Show, I let the tech explode. Put up the weapon show. Pull up the Texaco. Narcos in Mexico. Call up the technical. They know the text will blow. Shut up, I'm Plexico. Tell me the festival.
What? Yeah. We'll be back in 1 second. Hold on. All right, so let's do the roll call. All right. YouTube acting up right now. Let's do this roll call. Glass City, Toledo, Compton in the building, Oakland in the building, Little Rock is in the building, Tallahassee is in the building. You dig? Baltimore, B-More's in the building. Shout out to B-More. Brewery Town, South Florida is in the building. 912, Salt Lake City, Utah. East LA, VA by way of PA. St. Louis, Gun Hill, BX. Australia in the building. Yonkers in the building. Fiji in the building. Baltimore, Milwaukee in the building. Vegas in the building. Gilroy, California in the building. Lexington, Kentucky, Orlando, Colorado, Newark, KC, MIA, Leesburg, DC, NC, DC, Kansas, KZ, SC, DC, Fairfax, shout out to Fairfax, Connecticut, Boston, Dallas, Sacktown, Apple Valley, California, Pasadena, Katy, Texas, Inglewood, Mississippi, Alabama. Shout out to Billionaire, my brother Billionaire PA from Alabama. Sonoma, all right, Sonoma County, Savannah, Clearwater, Florida, CPT, Louisville. Shout out to Louisville. Showed me a lot of love when we went out there. Hyattsville, Austin, and Dame Dash. Blue Pill was attending, acting up. Yeah. It's back. We back. Don't let the buffering stop us. You know? Oh, there's somebody said when it's scheduled, YouTube sends out the bots. Okay? We're not afraid of the bots. The bots ain't gonna stop us. We're gonna get this thing going. Class is in session, all right? Class is in session. We don't got no time to waste. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to everybody from every single corner of the planet, wherever you domicile. You know, salute to you and yours. Shout out to everybody everywhere. You dig? Shout out to everybody everywhere, the whole roll call. If you are from a certain state and you see somebody that's in the building tonight, either from your city, town, or state, you should go ahead. This is a friendly environment. We not on lean over here. We not over here pill popping. No offense. I'm not judging. I'm just saying this is a clean environment, and this is not a room full of trolls. This is a room full of students, right, who have come here to learn, and this is quality of membership. So my advice to you in the building is to build with each other. Don't be shy. You feel me? You don't have haters in the building. We don't have people who are of low quality and character. Pass me a tissue, please. You know, we got people of high quality. So I'm not greedy. I can't meet all of y'all in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? We not all gonna be able to link up and hold hands and whatnot, hands across America. That's not gonna happen. But what can happen, you know, is that you can receive this information via the internet. But what could really go down is you could link with a brother and sister, or brother or sister that's on a familiar wavelength, a brain wave that you're on, and y'all might be able to get some things done. The highest form of getting things done is, you know, it might be a love connection. You dig? Somebody might link up with their, you know, with the woman of their dreams or the man of their dreams, and things could get going. Or you could link up with a person and y'all could build a business. Or you could link up with another person in this network and y'all could strengthen each other's networks. That's why we have the Facts Initiative, facts2020.org. That is the mission. That's the goal. That's the mission statement of our platform that we're going to be rolling out, is to show you the magic on how we could connect each one of you with each other with the click of a button. And then how each one of us could tap in to the multiple income streams that are currently streaming, you know, with the press of a button. So this is about solutions. This is about bringing the networks together, because the power, especially in this digital world that we live in, the power is in the people. Let's just look around. The new model of the business industry, the new model of the music industry, right, is predicated on streams, right? It's predicated off the streaming model. That's the new model. They did away with the old model. You go outside and try to sell a CD right now. Go ahead. Go fill up your trunk with wild CDs and go out there and try to knock some CDs off. Depending on what state that you're doing it in, you might get lucky, you know, because every single state in America is not necessarily up to par with, you know, the times that we are in. There's some places where they're still in the 80s. I'm just being real with you. There's some places where they're in the 90s and stuff. And that's just what it is. But for the majority of this 50 states and even overseas, they don't even have CD players. My computer came without a CD player. They don't even got a CD player. You know what I'm talking about? I like CDs too. Try to sell a DVD out here in these streets and just see how far you might be able to go. It's not a DVD game. It's not a CD game. They actually consider those analog. And when they did what was known as the switch, they switched from digital. I think it was 2016. They switched from analog to digital. So digital now is digital products. They don't want to house physical products. Physical products take up room. They go against the long tail formula. The long tail formula is predicated on bits, not atoms. Atoms are physical items. Bits are the digital. We're in a digital game now. So yeah, technology has moved forward while certain people have held back, right? They want to hold on to an old paradigm. And that's cool. You know what I mean? We'll catch you at the reunion. You know what I'm talking about? But for those of us, we stepping into the future. We stepping into the future. I know you don't want to give up the porn collection on VHS. I get it. You know what I'm talking about? But you're going to have to do something with it. You know what I mean? That's why they got eBay and other places where you could dump your 8-tracks, your VHSs, and your VCR. They got swap meets and you know, They got these garage and yard sales. Clean up the clutter. If it's something that you deem to be of utmost importance, like a lecture, yeah, hold on to that. You know what I'm talking about? But Brazilian butts and all of that, yeah, you could give that up. You could let that go. You could let go all of the blaxploitation, you know, all of those money talks and all of the Bill Bellamy movies from the 90s and shit like that, the best of Martin, all of that. You're gonna have to let that go. That's not an heirloom. You can't pass that on to, you know, and the new economy or the new model is about the numbers. You dig? It's about the numbers. So the numbers are about what is called the page, and you slide over into your data one time. You go to see your metrics. Who you, right? Because if I go into my metrics and I find out that it's majority women from the South watching me, right? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna start twerking. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm gonna give them what they want because I know. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna cater to a Southern audience, right? I'm gonna talk about some down South shit. I'm gonna talk about some things that I know the sisters in the South, you know, may be inquiring about, like, you know, sort of income streams, places that are for sale, you know, land that's for sale, you know, towns that are for sale, housing that's for, you know, all of these things, right? All of these things. Yeah, Wagwan, London. So your metrics mean a lot. Your metrics, that's your big data, right? Your impressions, how many people are watching you and where are they watching you from. You could find all of this out, right? Now, you could take this information into a record label and get money. You could take this information into Netflix and get money. You could take this information into a quote unquote industry. They have industries now called talent industries where they have online talents. They're signing up to influencers. You could take this money and you could take your metrics into an influencer agency and make bread, bro. That's what this game is about. It's about numbers. But guess what? This is the Matrix. And the Matrix is a video game. And they stripping away, you know, we're getting closer to this Matrix reality than we were pre-1999 before we saw the movie and we could wrap our minds around this aspect of this world that we live in not being what they said that it was. This is a video game. This is a quantum reality. This world to me is the computer simulation. And inside of this world is a world within a world within a world within a world. So the world of the internet is a game, right? And in all games, there are cheat codes and there's quote unquote. Yeah. My phone, it's not supposed to be ringing, but it did. So this world or the internet or what they call, you know, cyberspace, it's numbers driven, right? It's numbers driven. So it being number driven means if you can manipulate the numbers, if you could tweak the numbers, then you onto something. Henceforth, why they have click farms, right? Henceforth, why you could go on Fiverr and other places as far as the deep web and you could pay money for views. You could pay money for followers. You could pay money for any type of illusion that you want to cast to the public to make it seem that you're doing something that you're not doing. Okay? No, not clickbait. Click farms. A click farm is a warehouse with 100 iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5s, right? The old ones the niggas be wanting to throw away. Click farms, they have click farms in Africa. They got click farms in China. Why can't they have a click farm in the hood where it's mad homeless niggas? Why they can't have click farms in the projects? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, troll farms and click farms for hire. For hire. You can manipulate this game. This is a game. I'm not here to play this game by the rules of the physical world. It's not the same game, my friends. And I don't do click farms. I don't buffer. I don't beef up my followers. I don't do none of that. I'm really still playing the game like I'm in a terrestrial world. You know what I mean? I'm really going backwards. But to be honest with you, the way that this game is being played, the reason why the SoundCloud artists like a Juice World, like Ski Mask and all of them, not to say that they don't got big followings, but them niggas is they know where to buy the followers, and they know where to buy the streams, and they know where to buy anything that you could buy comments out this bitch right now. Do you know that? You could buy comments. I could put out a faulty project, right? I could put out a faulty project, and it could be trash. But I could purchase comments to say, yo, this thing is fire. I just got it. It's fire. You need to buy it. It works. Da 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 da. And by the time the people catch on that they just bought themselves a lemon, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. This game called a digital cyberspace world, in the near future, we will be putting out an ebook to explain what this is versus what it's not. Versus what it's not. And I don't mean rest in peace to Juice World. I'm not using his name in vain or anything. I'm just speaking of the young artists who had very large followings, you know, and I've done my research on, and I'm not to take away from that man right there, but I've done my research on the Little Pump plan. And the Little Pump plan is a 10-step plan, and it starts on SoundCloud, and it involves, you know, manipulating numbers. It involves manipulating numbers. These dudes got followers. Some of their followers is like my son's age, 11 and 12. They don't know about that. They just know numbers. They like, that nigga's lit. His video did 1 million in one day. What is he talking about? We got to listen to what he's saying. Oh, shit. Molly Percocets. Molly Percocets. You know? Oh, that nigga's lit because of the Molly Percocets? Well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go on the same internet that we found this artist on. We're gonna go to the dark web, because these little niggas know how to get on the dark web and you don't. People my age don't know how to access the dark web. They don't know how to access the quote unquote deep web. And children my son's age know how to access the dark and the deep web. So you might be hearing me say on all of this and you like, and what the hell does that got to do with anything? All right. I'm going to give you an example. Let me paint this picture for you. Imagine when you was a teenager, right? Imagine if you was a teenager, you had access to everything that your parents was hiding in their closet. You had access to everything that they was hiding in the dope spot. Right? You could buy all of that shit without walking to the dope spot. You could just press a button and order it. You had access to every gun store or every gun show or every goddamn gun runner in America, and you could order AKs, AR-15s, and all of that with a push of a button, and there was no background check, no nothing. It just, you got to make sure that that shit FedEx and UPS don't rip you off. Other than that, it's all yours. It's all yours. Imagine young boosters out there, you know what I'm saying? Niggas that used to go steal polo socks and polo t-shirts and all of that stuff. You used to go put it down your leg and up the back and all of that. Yeah, we know about you. Imagine if you had access to 100,000 credit card numbers and a machine to press a new credit card and a fucking magnetic back with a push of a button. Shout out to little TJX and all of the scammer rappers, because that's a whole wave right now. These little niggas, these little dudes, these little guys, whatever you want to call them, they are out here hitting licks that you would never imagine. Imagine if you had that kind of access at a push of a button off of your phone while you was in school. You ordering you ordering pounds of exotic, because they sending all of the weight from California. You ordering Girl Scout cookies. You ordering GG Gorilla Glue. You ordering Molly Percocets. You ordering Actavis, because they stopped selling the Actavis, but they got it on the dark web though. They have it on the deep web. So children, my son's age, children in their teenager ages, young adults in their 20s, they are on the dark and the deep web, tapping into something that you as a parent have no idea about whatsoever. And I've been trying to hip you for a very long time. And I know the game is to be sold and not told. I didn't even sell you the game. I was giving it to you for free. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, look, this is the deep web. In Too Deep is a series that I did 4 years ago. The first one with Brother Rich. Then I did a new one. Then I did a part 2 to that. And every single one I'm trying to explain to you, look, there's a whole, that on the deep web, this is how I know that they've been killing people in the activists like Darren Seals and stuff like that on the deep web, right? You know how the rap songs talk about they got shooters and whatnot, and everybody bragging about shooters, but Zimmerman, nobody shot at that nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody talk about they got hitters. Well, on a dark web, my nigga, there's a Facebook for hitters. Yeah, the Tor browser. The Onion Router. It's TOR, and that's the acronym for the Onion Router. Don't try to listen to what I'm saying tonight and jump into the motherfucking pool of piranhas. Don't play yourself. Just take the information, but be careful, and, you know, don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. That's not what I'm talking about this for. I'm not here to glorify the underworld, but that's the underworld, in case you didn't know. It's a digital underworld now. And nigga, you don't gotta leave your house. You don't gotta go to fucking dark basements with smelly ass assailants and fear for your life. You could just order this shit with your mama's credit card, or with somebody with a bang doolie, with a number that you got offline. And all of this is being done through Bitcoin. So the youth know how to work the Bitcoin, and the old heads don't. So you're seen by the younger generation as old school. Yeah, the VPNs, you know what I mean? Go and research VPN. Go and research the Onion Router. Go and research the dark web. Go and research the bins. But don't go on the dark web and get into some perversion type of shit, because the dark web is almost like going to the strip club. Well, consciousness is going to the dark web. That's beyond a doubt. Like, if you don't see that coming, I don't know what to tell you. Consciousness is definitely going to the dark web. Yeah, you need a burner laptop. Yeah, they're pushing consciousness into the dark web. But the white supremacists, that's what people call them, they were making moves on the dark web in the last decade. Like I said, they were purchasing hits. I believe that they were taking out contracts on brothers and sisters in the street. I believe that the cops were taking up contracts and killing off people. They were in encrypted rooms on the dark web, on the deep web, making plays, passing around information. And then when they body something, all they got to do is go to the dark web with proof that they bodied something, and they get their Bitcoin payments. But I believe that they were hiring mercenaries, killers for hire on the dark web. That's why you have so many unsolved murders. Now, for the kidnappings of black women, that's all dark web. That's all deep web. That's where you'll find them. They're all there. You know what I'm talking about? They all there. So stop playing games and get with the information that can help save a life, improve a life, or, you know, give you some more life. And I'm not, you know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm giving you some information, and what you do with it, how does this get past the law? All right, so here we are again with our naivety, right? With our naivety, because we don't understand this game that we are all a part of. We don't realize what part we play in this chess game. The internet, right, as we know it, is a government tool. Okay? The internet was created by the government. And the purpose of them creating the internet before it was commercialized was to do what? It was to communicate offline, in private, and to share files, right? Encrypted files, top secret files, and a whole bunch of things outside, digitally, outside of the scope of the public, right? So, who the hell do you think is on the deep web, and who the hell do you think is on the dark web? Keep in mind, 90% of the known internet is the dark web. 10% is what we are on right now. This is only the surface. It's an igloo. Think about an iceberg, not an igloo. Think about an iceberg. The above the water is the known internet with those billions of websites that we know on Google and all of that. But underneath is 90% that you'll never see if you're not a part of that world. And that is all government. The government created it. The government is on there passing secrets. The government is on there in those rooms with those kidnapped girls. The government is on there selling the rocket launchers, selling the grenades, selling shit from Afghanistan and Iraq that they don't need anymore. My guy, what you talk about? How could the government allow this? Nigga, this is the government's biggest secret. It's an open secret. That's all facts. What are you talking about? Like, they're running their rat line through the dark and the deep web. What do you think? They're going to run shit on Facebook? They selling niggas on Facebook? They selling body parts and scrotums on Instagram? Like, you niggas is trying to sell your fucking grams on the gram? No. They got a whole nother place to sell it, nigga. The streets ain't it no more. It's on the internet. It's in cyberspace. That's why the streets is empty. And that's why these niggas could pull up to the strip club and throw 20,000 in cash. You know what I'm talking about? That's how they throwing 20 racks in singles. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Because they doing big jugs. They hitting big licks. They doing most of them are doing scams and whatnot. Bank scams, bank fraud, you know, they bust. But the thing with the young niggas, right? This is how, and this is what we're going to deal with tonight with the aesthetics nihilism. That each generation goes harder than the last. That each generation has to outdo the last. I'm not going to sit around and talk about the legends in the hood, the urban legends in the hood. Oh, Big Meech was moving how much? 100 birds a week. Well, guess what these young guys aspire to move? 500 a week. Oh, the Nigerians was doing what in the 90s? Oh, the Nigerians was cleaning out the banks with checks. They was busting $20,000 checks. Oh shit, they was busting $50,000. Well, guess what the young niggas is doing? They going in the banks busting 80 and 100. Facts. They might send your daughter or your son in there to bust a check while they hold one of their homeboys by gunpoint because these little niggas is on Molly Percocets, right? And they out here on they demon shit. They out here demoned out, and they will do anything for the cash. They will kidnap some thoughts and make them go in the bank and bust checks. That's a fact. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't think y'all know the level, the extent of finessing that these little niggas is out here doing. They got credit cards like this. They got stacks of fucking swipes of credit cards like this. And they swiping all day. They go to the store. They buy out the worker at Walmart is a minimum wage worker. You know what I'm talking about? The worker at the Gap is a minimum. The worker at Foot Locker, at Nike Town, they not getting no money. So if the swipers go in there, right? They got it look like a little nigga from the projects. This nigga got Dolph Lundgren on his credit card. The credit card say Adam Moskowitz. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga got a Yao Ming's credit card. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This nigga got Yao Ming credit card. And he got people working in the spots. And then it's a go. It's a go. You're gonna slip a $500 to the worker. You know what I'm talking about? At the Apple store, wherever you at. They all minimum wage and they all black. They all, you know, most of them is melanated. You hitting them with some bread, and they letting that shit fly. It's all insured. Inside man, it's a go. This is a lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about? This is a whole movement. And the young scammers, the young hustlers, you know, the young go-getters. I'm not going to call them necessarily the young criminals, you know, because they're misguided and they're young. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, didn't the young boy Rondo buy a rocket launcher off of remember from Chicago? He had the rocket launcher. He had an actual rocket launcher with the goddamn rocket in it. The feds came for that boy so fast. Rondo number 9. The feds came for that young boy so fast. He put that shit on the internet. He put it on Instagram. He got that off the dark web. Remember when the Silk Road was popping on the dark web? That was a store. That was the Macy's of the underworld. They gave the nigga who ran that site life. They gave him life. It was a white boy who was running it. They gave that boy life because he was selling so much narcotics and so much hardware. They slayed him. You know? It's too much. They don't know who got what. Yes, when Bitcoin was wild, cheap. So you had teenagers that was on the dark web jugging with Bitcoins, right? They was racking up 10,000 Bitcoins. They was sitting on 5,000 Bitcoins, 7,000 Bitcoins. Some of them didn't print it. Some of them didn't turn in the Bitcoins for cash, and they was sitting on buku Bitcoins. Guess what happened when Bitcoin shot to what it shot to in 2017? These niggas was hood rich. All scammers, hood rich. Think about that. You using Bitcoins to sell pounds of weed. So you in California, You got connect somewhere. They like, yo, I want 8 pounds of some exotic. But you can't pay me in money. You can't pay me in cash. You could only pay me in Bitcoins. And then you sitting back and you watch that shit starting to shoot up. So you like, God damn, I'm gonna sit on these Bitcoins because dollar bills don't rise like that. Fiat money don't rise like cryptocurrency. And we tried to explain this before, that this new economy that we exist in is you're living in a whole new era that pales in comparison to where we're coming from. If you holding $10,000 that could magically turn into $50,000 in a few weeks, my guy. That's why I tell people, I don't attract fiat like that. I don't. That's not my thing. Because that shit not real. It's not backed by nothing. So why the fuck am I calling dollars to me? I don't want dollars. I don't attract fiat like that. When I get fiat, I spend it. I put it out. I invest it into things. I would rather turn my fiat into clothing because it's not backed by anything. It's not real. I attract gold though because it's real. I attract friendships that are priceless because it's real. You know, I attract a different kind of currency. My spiritual bank account is cup overfloweth. You know what I'm talking about? My spiritual bank account overfloweth because I just can't get with the fiat like that. It's not real. It's fucking toilet paper. It's toilet paper. So when a lot of people is like, oh my goodness, when I became conscious, my money started to dry up. Nigga, because you began to realize what real worth is. You can't have it both ways. You got to figure this shit out. Yo, money wasn't attracted to me no more because you real. So many fake niggas can easily manifest a dollar bill in this world that we live in. You dig? So many fake people could manifest, but I said before, there's a price for your soul. There's a price for your innocence. There's a price for your spirit. You could get that shit in this fucking dollars. You could get it in these dead presidents. Yeah, let me get that. Let me get a piece of your soul. I'll leave the money on a night table. It's so many wicked people. It's so many knuckle draggers. It's so many low level energy vampires. And they be swimming in money. But ask them niggas to pull out some gold. Or ask them who gonna show up to your funeral and speak favorably about you. Ask them how much do your kids love you. Ask them things like that. Ask them how much land do you own. How many resources do you own. Talk to me. All they got for you is a recurring motherfucking loop of niggatry all day long for about 40 years straight. Standing on somebody's couch, drinking somebody else's liquor, trying to holler at somebody's girl. You know what I'm talking about? That's community. You don't own that. Wearing somebody else's clothes, singing somebody else's songs, and not doing nothing for either them, they last name. You know what I'm talking about? They not putting on. Don't be fooled. That's the illusion. Don't be fooled. Don't get caught up. We dealing with gold-backed currency over here. That's the wave that we on. We dealing with gold-backed currency. We dealing with silver coins and gold coins and precious metals and copper and, that's money. We talking about getting our estate back, shit like that. So, with the newer generation, who unfortunately, some of them don't get this information, You dig? Trump is trying to stop that, my G. I heard that Trump signed something about the gold. He put the dollar back on the gold act. Let me pull this up. Trump gold standard. Let's see if this is true or not, or if this is fake news or not. Okay? If it's fake news or not. So his Fed pick, Trump's Fed pick in July, indicated that they want to get back on the gold standard. That's what Trump's Fed pick. Where does the sweater come from? Like I said, this is our sweater. We make this. This is our currency. All right. This is on Kings. This is on Kings County. Okay. Let's just look at this real quick so we can understand what's going on. The quiet campaign to reinstate the gold standard is getting louder. Okay? All right? The blockchain mixed with cryptocurrency, mixed with gold is the future. And that's what I'm going to be banking on. That's what I'm going to manifest. That's what I'm going to attract to myself. Yeah, Trump trying to flip that fiat real quick. China, who is basically, you know, the more dominant in the field of finances, they are collecting. They have reserves of gold. They have huge reserves of gold in New York City, where I live right now. There are huge reserves of gold here. Huge. Y'all niggas can have that fiat. I'm good with that. My mind and my eyes is on the natural resources. That's where I'm at. I'm thinking big. I'm not thinking minute. When that dollar crash, niggas is gonna have a long face. When that dollar dives, when that shit does what it do, when it crashes, people gonna have a long ass face and ain't gonna know what to do. I don't want to be on defense anymore, family. You cannot win on defense only. You have to tap in to offense. I'm going to need y'all to hit me up if y'all really want to know about this gold, man. I'm not here just talking out of my ass. Like, we got gold paper, bro. We got gold money. We about really, we making real moves, man. We not playing with these niggas, man. Y'all can sit back and watch this matrix fall apart. But when something is falling, something is rising. What is rising? The blockchain is rising. Cryptocurrency, and not Bitcoin per se. Not Bitcoins per se. Another type of currency that's backed by gold. So as something is falling, something is rising. Yes, that's why they took Gaddafi down. That's why they took Saddam Hussein out. That's why they beefing with a lot of these people who are talking about returning to the gold standard and things of that nature. You know, I want these crystals. Let me show you something. There's a stock market for stones. It's called a rock market. The rock market. Right? And if you pay attention to the rock market, you will realize that the rock market is a powerful, powerful market. And they got all of the stones up there. And that's all. And these people who don't want us to know what they're doing, they running around trading amethyst. They running around trading the quartz. They running around trading the silvers and the golds and all of this stuff, y'all. That's a fact. So you know my Instagram, Empress B444. She's in the building. She'll put my Instagram handle in the building. Y'all hit me up on a DM so we could talk about this gold-backed currency. And we could talk about the power of the collective. I'm not here to do nothing by myself. Like I said, you who are listening to me tonight, I see you as the currency. Fuck a dollar. You are more important and you are more wealthier to me than a goddamn dollar. You said, where can you hit me on Instagram? In my DM. You can hit me on my DM. I don't think that YouTube allows messages. If it did, I would say hit me on YouTube. You can hit me on Twitter as well. All right? Put Red Pillar or EL_Filthmore and I'll come up. You know, when 2020, when we cross that threshold, I'll give you more information about this gold backed currency. Right? I'll give you information about diversifying your portfolio. I'll give you more information about basically having pocket full of gold, right? A pocket full of gold, and it won't weigh your pocket down. But it's real gold, and it's real worth, and it's real money. I'm leaving these dollars behind in the fucking in 2019s and all of that. I want to talk on a real phone. And I'm not talking about this money either. Don't get it fucked up. We ain't talking about ancestor money. Cause we got a lot of that too. We're talking about them carrot bars. We're talking about them carrot bars. The shit is real. But the ancestor money on the spiritual side, right? The ancestor money on the spiritual side, this is what opens up doors. We have to open up doors, right? So spiritually, in order to get to the currency or the energy for that matter, right? Because the currency is the energy. Spiritually, there's work that has to be done on the spiritual realm. When you feed your ancestors and they go amongst other people who have ancestors working for them, your ancestors will be benevolent rather than being some hungry ass thirsty ancestors. I don't sell ancestor money. I got mine from Chinatown. You know what I'm talking about? What's my girl name? She got it. She got ancestor money. Conjure Queen. Conjure Queen has it. Terrence Hicks has it. My brother, the Dark Lordism, he should have ancestor money. And there may be a few other people. Gano Grills has ancestor money. Yeah. Gano Grills, he had ancestor money. So I don't want to go into my bag of tricks, but I just want to show you, like, I consider this money, right? This is a form of currency. Because whether you know it or not, there's a market. And these stones have an interest. They have a value on that market. Okay? I will not be at Kemet in the desert. Shout out to everybody in Las Vegas for the Kemet in the desert. I won't be out there. I will be at the Facts 2020 in Connecticut. We have a conference in Connecticut that we'll be putting on with Brother Cambada as his musical guest, Trillionaire Trav, Red Pill, Blue Pill, and we will be talking about everything that we're talking about right now, dealing with making moves and money. Trillionaire Trav, yeah, he'll be hosting, he'll be presenting as well. Brother Heru, he'll be hosting, and it's gonna be kind of lit. You see that? Let me turn this light on. Is it blinging? You see it moving? You got to put the light on it. Somebody say, where do I get my stones from? I could tell you, but then I had to kill you, my guy. You know? If you want to know, we are going to do something in February where we're going to, our aim is we want to load up a whole barrel. You know how they have those shipping barrels? Not the ones that they send to Jamaica, my nigga. I'm talking about the big barrel, the big shipping containers, the freights. We want to fill up a freight with stones, y'all. We want to go and shop as a collective. I don't like to shop by myself when I go to places. Going back to what I was saying about money. Money is a relationship. Currency is built on relationships. It's built on how do you shop as a people? Black. We're gonna talk about Juice WRLD in a minute. Let me cook a little bit. We warming it up. Rest in peace to the young god. We don't shop as a collective people, and we wonder why we don't have power. Right? We wonder why we don't have power. Right? Case in point. I might say, no, what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and buy 50 of these burgundy hoodies tomorrow, right? And I'm going to say, you know what? I got about $300 to get 50 of these. But I'm in Harlem, right? Or I'm considered to be a conscious streetwear brand, right? So if I got to go to the plug to get 50 of these and I got $300, right? But there's 5 other people who look just like me, because the person that I'm buying these hoodies from, they don't look like me. They're part of the import-export business. They're only in America to sell to me. The Koreans who came with the bundles, they only came to sell to you. They're part of import-export. They don't care about you. They don't want to know you. They don't want to hug you. They don't give a fuck about you. They want your money. So here it goes. Little old me going down to the Arabs or the Chinese or even the Africans and giving them $300. Here comes a nigga that look just like me. He wanna buy $300 worth of hoodies, but he's looking at me all funny and shit, like, who told you about this spot? Or why are you here? I'm like, nigga, I know you. Like, you sell on the same block that I do. Why you not happy to see me? Why? Because we are both suffering from a nigga mentality. We are moving in lack. Why are we moving in lack? Because we should not all be at the same spot together. One of us supposed to be there. One of us supposed to be there. That nigga supposed to stay back in Harlem and hold down the fort. And one person supposed to go with $1,000, right? All of those $300 have to come together to be $1,000. So when the Arab or the Chinaman or the African sees red pill, he sees money. That's how currency works. That's how relationships are built. Every time the red pill shows up, it's not a measly $300. It's 1,000 and better. And I'm buying 5 dozen hoodies instead of 5 hoodies. Then the Chinaman is like, I like this nigga. Because, you know, my swag automatically transforms. I'm coming in like Bumpy with the doogie, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I'm coming in like Bumpy when he's going to talk to the mafia. Yo, I need 100 of those things. They like, what you mean? I need 100 of them. They don't have to know anything about what I'm doing. They don't got to know about the other people that's putting the money in the pot. They don't need to know nothing. All they need to know is this nigga means business. Because the reason why they treat us like the way that they treat us is because that's how they do business, and they peep. Because when you do it, I do business. So I'm on one side of the table and I'm able to assess the customer's behavior from the other side of the table. And I know people shop. I know how shoppers, I know their behaviors at this point because I'm collecting data. So I know the behaviors of the buyer. And I'm like, these niggas is broke. They ain't about shit. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't have the obligation to treat them right. I'm talking about like tourists and whatnot in Harlem, like the white tourists. They'll come to you and be like, yo, how much? $5? You be like, what? $10? I'm like, nigga, this is $40. If you don't keep it moving and take your ass back to Spain or Czechoslovakia. You know what I mean? You come into Harlem looking for a discount, nigga. Anytime that you heard about Harlem, did you hear about a discount? Nigga, even the crack dealers didn't take shorts. So why you coming uptown trying to buy? If you go to 42nd Street, I Love New York t-shirt is $40. You gonna come to Harlem and try to Jew me down like I'm a fucking dirtbag or something? So this is a mentality. And the people who I'm buying stuff from downtown in the district, the wholesale district, the mentality, even when I go to LA to their wholesale district with the Mexicans, even when I'm in Houston and I go to their wholesale district, all of these wholesale district is called bulk buying. Thank you. Bulk buying. Nigga, you not buying nothing in bulk with $300. So currency is predicated on relationships. After I go there with $5,000 at least 2 or 3 times, guess what the Arab is going to say to me? Guess what the Indian from Pakistan is going to say to me? Guess what the quote-unquote Chinaman from Vietnam, anywhere where they manufacture these goods, right? Pakistan, India, Vietnam, China. These are the powerhouses. After the 3rd or 4th time, he gonna say to me, yo, you know, you could go to China and get that shit for a lot cheaper. I'm gonna be like, wait, what? He's gonna say, do you know that if you go to China, you could buy what you're buying at a cheaper price? Be like, is that right? And he's like, yeah, I want to introduce you to the plug. Shout out to Benny Butcher and the plugs I met. He gonna have you on some Frank Lucas shit. You become their man. Yeah, you the man. And they will open up secrets to you. They will open up doors to you. They will open up access to their resources, because that's what this is. We're living in a capitalistic society. I'm not gonna shame nobody who came from a fucking shanty town that they in America putting on, and I can't eat off of a plate. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You sound goofy when you say that. They came here to trap. They was watching Paid in Full before they came here, nigga. They was watching the same Scarface that you watch. They was watching Yo MTV Raps, nigga. They came here to fucking cook. So why we mad that they cooking? Why would we be mad at them for cooking? So all I'm saying is the language that we need to speak is we got to let our money talk a lot louder than it's talking. We have to learn group economics. Kick the door down and make an impression every time you drop $1. Make them remember you. Right? Make them remember you. I'm not in competition with none of y'all. I want everybody to fucking win. Because I know our situation and I know where we all came from. So why aren't we moving as a unit rather than moving as a singular entity? I want to introduce manufacturing to the hood, not to white America, not to make America great again. Nigga, I want to introduce manufacturing and production to the hood, because I know that it's going to save their lives. Because I know that if the youth are running around talking about they're depressed, the reason why they're depressed is because the older niggas help make them depressed. They don't want to live in your hamster wheel of failure. They don't want to live in the hamster wheel of no fucking choices, either die or go to jail. They don't want, they saw some of their parents being molested and abused by substances, uncontrollable substances. You could sign up, go and sign up to facts2020.org. And for the people who want to shop, we want to do the Shop Right program. If we want to move like bosses, you know, hit me on my inbox on the IG. You know what I'm talking about? That's the best place. Or you can email me. But don't do it in the chat room because I don't really read all of the chat messages. It's too many going too fast. I have to be able to sit down. I get hundreds of messages even on my IG. So I have to be able to weed through the information, and I have a system to whereas we're keeping the information, in a compartmentalized way. Can we get your IG email on IG? Yeah, I believe it's on my IG, the Mark 125th at Gmail. I believe Empress B444 is going to put it in the chat room. She's under the name because of YouTube and the haterism of these Peckerwoods at YouTube. They blocked her original account because she was doing so great with this channel that they didn't want, they had to throw a wrench in the program. But you can't stop us. You cannot stop it. You can't intimidate real people from doing real things. We're always going to figure out a way. We're always going to figure out a way. So the youth, the younger generation, right? What they call the XX generation. Okay? What they call the XX generation. Those that were born in 99, the year 2000, coming up to now. Those are your 19-year-olds. Those are your 20-year-olds. Okay? The majority, not the majority, the whole industry, Generation Z, right? Are these niggas Dragon Ball Zs? Or it's Generation Z now? If it's Generation Z, then what the fuck comes after that? Think about that. That's the last letter in the alphabet. So many of us on this stream tonight, we might not be Generation Z. We might not be Generation XX. But I could put all of this money right here, right? I could put all of this on the fact that you have a child, this Generation Z and Generation XX. Tentacion. I be watching you niggas Instagrams. You got sisters out here that look like they 31 and they'll pop up with a 25-year-old and be like, happy birthday to my son. I love him. He my grandma. That's my heart. Like, damn. When did you have him? How old are you? So, the majority of us either have an offspring or we have family members like cousins and nephews and things like that. They're listening to the Juice WRLDs of the world. They're listening to the, Future Vandross. They're listening to Trippie Redd. They're listening to Tekashi. I didn't say anything was wrong with it. I'm actually giving black women the compliments that they deserve. Shout out to black women. This is your decade. You know what I'm talking about? And the fact that there's 4 women occupying the titles of the world's most beautifulest women, it goes to show you that this is your decade in 2020 going on forward. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all look so young that your child is that. My son is 12 years old and he's almost up at my shoulder. These little young niggas they shooting up real fast. They growing up fast. Juice WRLD was 21 and he looked like he was 31. So, y'all are looking very young, but you have children who are older. That's all I'm saying. And the 50-year-olds looking 25. What's fucking with that? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all 50 looking 25 and your 12-year-old looks 20. What's going on? Generation Alpha, if they're born after 2008. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we're going to talk about Lil Wayne's scary looking self. But anyway, the younger generations control not just the music industry, the younger generations were handed the world. They were handed the world. These are children that were born in 1999 and onward. What the fuck do they know about the world? And the industry handed them the world, nigga. Don't take my word for it. Go and read the mission statement of the record companies post 2008 after they went digital. They said that the quote unquote age group that runs the game, that we're catering to, that controls everything, we are getting everything that they do was running shit. It was from 12-year-olds. No, it was from 17-year-olds to 25-year-olds. That's what they said. And in 2012, this is considered the turning point of the record industry. I'm going to Google it so y'all don't think that I'm lying or I'm pulling this out of my hat. I do's my research. Okay? This was the defining moment when the game switched from you old niggas, right? Who couldn't get it together. The DMXs of the world. The all of that old shit. When what's my guy's name? When Jay-Z was president of Def Jam and he was shelving LL Cool J, DMX, all of the older artists, and he was signing who? Rick Ross and Young Jeezy specifically off of the BMF wave. This was like 05 and whatnot, right? So in 2012, you have Kendrick Lamar, TDE, Black Hippie on the rise. Black Hippie was Jay Black. Black Hippie was Ab-Soul. Black Hippie was Kendrick Lamar. Black Hippie was my guy, Schoolboy Q, right? They was bubbling. Then on the East Coast, you have what is known as the Beast Coast. Joey Badass, right? Pro Era, right? Capital fucking Steez, okay? Who we're going to talk about. Capital Steez, one of the Yodas of this new generation, alongside Yamborghini, ASAP Yams. These were the quote-unquote brain trust. These were the brains. These were the, what do they call it? Svengalis? They were the curators of what you know as youth culture today. And they both died. One died of an overdose, and one died of what was considered to be a suicide. But that suicide, they say, came as a result of him being on the wrong drugs. So the underachievers who were bringing in the indigo, they were talking about they were the indigo children. They were talking about third eyeism. They were talking about popping shrooms and whatnot. Then you got Flatbush Zombies. Then you got Pro Era. Then you had ASAP Rocky. When I was working for a record label by the name of Polo Grounds in 2007, I left the day that my son was born. They wound up signing ASAP Rocky later on down the line. And one of my big homies, my day ones, Big Teach. He's all over the news with his food now. But Big Teach was ASAP Rocky's manager. That was a label that I was working at. And you have Odd Future, right? With Tyler, the Creator. Don't mention Little Uzi Vert right now. I'm giving y'all history. Little Uzi Vert is a child of all of this. And I'm giving you the foundation of the youth movement. This is the molecules, my nigga. This is the beginning of it. This is this new generation. This is the crux of when this shit pops. This is when it pops. This is when Liar Cohen, this is when the record industry, this is when Russell and all of these niggas hand over the controls and the nuclear passwords to fucking teenagers. Right? ASAP Mob, Black Hippie, you know, Yo, I remember listening to the Underachievers when I was in 2012. I was so gassed up and lit. I was like, what the nigga? These niggas is fire. These teenagers. No, we not talking about the Migos. Don't talk to me about the Migos. Don't. That's not the Migos was not. They did not define. Bobby comes later, y'all. Bobby comes later. Bobby is a result of Chief Keef, who we about to get into in a minute. Bobby comes later. Right? All of these movements are popping. But there was one movement that the record labels got behind and changed everything. And that was the drill movement out of Chicago. This is when the game changes and they hand the reins. Because all of those names that I'm talking about, y'all don't even know about these people. Y'all probably never heard of them until maybe recently. But they was out way, way, way back. But this nigga right here, he's the one that changes it. In 2013, the culprits behind all kind of fuckery and all kind of weaponization of black music, Interscope. Somebody needs to go into Interscope Records one day and, you know, and give them their subpoena. They need to sit in people's court. The same way that they impeaching Trump, nigga, we need to impeach Jimmy Iovine and the rest of them fucking culture vultures at Interscope. In 2013, Chief Keef signed a contract with Interscope that, if reached fruition, would have paid him more than $6 million over 3 years. The heavily incentivized deal was linked to sales of Chief Keef's full album, Finally Rich. That album debuted at number, well, you see, Chief Keef reportedly dropped from the record label. Right? So, at the time of Chief Keef signing, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. When I heard Chief Keef the first time, my niggas, you know I'm ratchet to the core. When I heard Young Sosa's music for the first time, I think it was Madden. I think it was no, I think it was 300. Remember 300? Remember 300? I fell in love with that shit. Now it was that was before Don't Like. Don't Like is a commercial shit. I was on Chief Keef Underground when he was doing John Madden and shit like that. That nigga was a legend. Don't Like comes later. I'm talking about Traffic with Little Reese, when him and Reese did Traffic, when he did John Madden. I was, yeah, bang, bang, bang. Like, I'm a grown ass man, and I got caught up in that wave. I was like, this little nigga, he's a killer. I like it. Like, I felt that he was really living what the fuck he was talking about. And I was familiar with what was going on in Chicago, so I wasn't being judgmental. This is it. This little nigga is crazy. Hey. Roll that dope up. So I'm like, this is what Chicago was doing? You know, I knew about the gang shit. I knew about, I knew about Jeff Fort. I knew about Chief Malik and all of them. You know what I mean? I knew about the Vice Lords. You know, I know about all of that. But when I heard about Chief Keef and 300, and then I heard about Lil Reese and them, and then I heard about Little Durk and them, I never really got into Durk. I don't feel his energy like that. You know, I didn't feel his energy. I was all Chief Keef. It was all, yeah, Larry Hoover and them. I was all Sosa. And I was telling people, fam, Watch out, cause if this shit catches on, it's gonna be a problem. You know, it's gonna be a problem. I already see it because the aesthetics. It was too much. Yeah, Fredo Santana. That's a scary sight. That's in the cut. That's what I don't like. I seen Fredo. I'm like, this little nigga looks crazy. I seen Chief Keef. I saw Reese. Then the little thing happened. Then the shit happened with JoJo. Right? Then the shit happened. The murder with JoJo. And I was like, damn, bro. What the fuck? You calling 22 G's, yeah. Look, Nas Blicky. Nas Blicky is that's my dude, Hard Bottoms. Will I Am, that's his son. I used to hold Nas Blicky in my hand. That's Will I Am, who's A.A. Rashid's family. That's his blood son. That's his little child, Nas Blicky. The Blickies out of Brooklyn is out here bodying shit. 22 G's in them. You know what I mean? These are young murderers. These are all young. I was holding Nas Blicky in my hand when he was born. And now they out here, they got grown men on the run. So I'm speaking about all of this because this has a lot to do with the aesthetic nihilism. And Chief Keef, when they killed JoJo, right? I was like, damn, this shit is real. Okay. This is bigger than rap. You know what I mean? This is bigger than rap. You know? And they was really out there bodying shit. You know? And he was on parole. Chief Keef was on probation at 16 for having a shootout with the police. A nigga living in his grandmama's house. Making videos in the living room with no shirts off, shaking their dirty dreads and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, this is I felt the wave. And what happened? Universal felt the wave too. Or Interscope felt the wave because they went and put $6 million behind the drill scene. Now, if you don't know what the drill scene is, drill, it rhymes with kill. So drill music is kill music. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Chief Keef, he's definitely a demon. He's one of the first demons. They say he had, what was that? What's that disorder where you like kind of slow and shit? Is it asparagus? What's the name of that? What's the name of that condition that he has? But that nigga's a demon. It's a mild form of Asperger. He has a mild form of autism, Asperger, right? So the Aspergers, right? The Aspergers, please release the troll. Somebody is saying something bad about the Jews. We don't, yeah. This is YouTube, guys. You know what I'm saying? This is like being at a city council meeting. You got to be careful what you say. So, the Asperger, basically, you know, it just has niggas, I don't know what it do, but they was trying to say that the Asperger's was a result why this nigga was weird like that, why he was so demonic looking, and why he was basically, you know, with the shits. You know, with the shits. And one of the things that you saw pop up frequently in their videos. Oh, it makes you so, yeah, that's right. Asperger's makes you socially awkward. So he's like, yo, I don't do interviews. He doesn't look in the camera when he's doing interviews, right? He's basically like on some old, I need smoke to function. Like, and I'm not talking about weed smoke. He's on some, I need action in order to function. Like, it's basically on some demon shit. Like, he needed smoke to get by. Them niggas needed the smoke. They needed that beef. They needed to drop bodies. They needed to shed. They needed to feed whoever they feeding, whatever entity is hovering over Chicago, right? Probably off of that river, and they feeding all of that blood and all of them bodies and all of that pain. Whatever that entity was, it's on that nigga. I'm talking about not that deep. Nigga, it's deep like that. For them young boys running around Chicago, they don't miss a weekend, my nigga. It's way beyond Chief Keef at this point. We in 2019. Them little niggas don't miss a weekend. They dropping 50 niggas. 50 niggas get shot every weekend. And they getting shot with military grade weapons. Off the dark web. AR-15s. I think they like the blood at this point. I think that they're feeding something at this point. It's not just the internet and it's not just the scorecards that they're feeding with all of these bodies that they out here or all of these shots that they giving out. And all of that warfare that's going on between Old Block and all of these other niggas out there. I don't know. I mean, it's war. It's war. And the record labels put $6 million behind a hood war. That's what they did. They gave him the operating budget in order to continue this war. Because you can't go to war dead broke. And that little nigga was broke, living in his grandmama house. And he got bailed out by the banks. And then he left Chicago. And then niggas still was getting dropped. But what I'm saying is, I'm considered to be conscious, right? I'm conscious, you know, whatever. I love the people. Okay, yeah. Red Pill loves the babies. And if I got hypnotized by this shit, imagine what it did to my son. Imagine what it did to niggas who are with the shits, who don't have the kind of grounding and bearings that I have. You feel me? I got caught up in that wave. I was in Miami. I was staying in Miami for the summer. I remember I was listening to Chief Keef damn near every day. Whenever I wanted to listen to some ratchet shit, of course. And I was balancing it out with the underachievers. I was listening to Batman Mafia by A.A. Rashid, right? That was his classic mixtape. I was listening to the underachievers. I was listening to the black hippies out of Florida, out of California, and I said that this kid Kendrick Lamar is the star of the crew, but Ab Soul is nicer because he's more conscious. Control Theory, that shit blew my mind. And when I heard Control Theory, like I used to be one of the biggest Jay Electronica fans, but that nigga never dropped the album. So when I heard Control Theory or Control System, I was like, oh shit. Like, you got to remember, we're in 2019 and everybody's woke now. Everybody's running around like, you know, they conscious. Back in 2011 and 12, to hear people dropping Anunnaki and stuff like that, it was mind blowing. Like, it helped solidify my existence. It gave a stamp to what everything that I was doing. It added to my lifestyle because I'm living this shit at this point. I'm not just running around, you know, with the fake chew sticks and whatnot. Yo, what's the lesson of the day? I'm living this shit, and I'm sacrificing my reputation, and I'm sacrificing my legacy. Niggas was clowning me in the hood. Do you understand? That's why the brother, rest in peace, Poop Man, you know, one of my day ones, I love him to death because he did not turn on me. He did not act funny with me. He did not switch up on me. A lot of them other niggas did. So anyway, Chief Keef gets signed and the drill music takes off. And the drill music begins to influence the youth. And the drill music is about making music dealing with killing your ops, right? And Chief Keef and them, I believe they're GD, Gangster Disciples. So along with that came gang culture. Because in New York, we got Bloods and Crips. Now, niggas got GDs. I mean, that came with all of that. That came with Jeezy was a Crip, right? Jeezy was banging a blue. He was banging a 6. And I believe that Meech and them coming out of Detroit, I think they brought a little bit of that into Atlanta, because they heavy on the BDs and all of that. That's real heavy in Atlanta, and it was not like that when I was there. Oh, they BD. All right, they BD. Chief Keef was BD. All right. Right? So that shit is big. It's spread vicariously through the music. Right? So in New York, not the old heads this time. Because remember, the older dudes, they were banging. If anybody watched Queen's Flip, somebody in the chat room asking me, would I be on Queen's Flip? Hell fucking yeah, I'd be on Queen's Flip. Queen's Flip is documenting street culture right now. So I would get on Queen's Flip because there's people in the streets that need to hear this story. There's people on Queen's Flip that need to understand what the consciousness is from my perspective, from a street perspective. I know Sinetta was up there. He got a show up there, you know. So before Vlad TV, I would go to Queen's Flip. But Queen's Flip is showing you the Bloods, the Latin Kings, and the Nietas, right? From the 90s. I was on the Rikers Island with them. So I'm familiar with a lot of their names and the work that they put in. You understand? And one of the things that they all talk about is, you know, the Bloods, or rather the Bloods were formed because they were answering, or they were reacting to what the Latin Kings were doing. More than the Nietas, the Latin Kings. People of Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, and mostly of that background. Right? And they were on the island cutting people and getting busy and whatnot. You know, making, they call it making artwork, right? If they cut you in your face, that's considered to be art, right? So you had niggas running around talking about, yo, I'm an artist. I'm Picasso. I'm Picasso. You know, niggas would be like, Van Gogh. You know what I'm saying? And then if they tell you that they want to see you make some art, then you got to cut somebody right on the spot. You dig? Be like, yo, I want to see some artwork. And if your superior says that, then you gotta pop off. It don't matter if the police is right there, anything. You gotta cut one of the Latins, one of the Latin Kings. But what was also interesting is that they spoke about the influence of the 5%ers, the guards. They call the renegade 5%ers, the guards who were gangsters. And I said it before. I mentioned this years ago. I said, fam, I don't know what the fuck they was teaching the guards back in the days, man. But when I was on Rikers Island, them niggas was painting houses. Okay? The guards. Black men with righteous names that you would be like, what's the science today, brother? And that motherfucker would strip you butt naked and cut you at the same time. They wasn't playing. They wasn't playing. The guards, the renegade, that is, because all of them wasn't on that wave. But the renegade guards was robbing, stealing, cutting, herbing, beating up, and doing all kind of shit. And a lot of the Latins, you know, that's how these gangs were being created, just off of the energy that was being outputted by, you know, what I call the dark hand. Peel back the layers of any of these criminal organizations, you're always going to find us. You're always going to find some conscious niggas that went dark. That's what you're going to find. And that's what I found out in street culture and gang culture in New York City, that at the foundation of it was the gods. Because them niggas turned into Decepticons, and the Decepticons turned into the Bloods. And then some of the gods went straight from gods into the motherfucking Bloods. And then when you go down south to all of these places that have been ravaged by the crack era, when you ask them what was the name of some of the niggas that was out here in the beginning selling crack, oh, Knowledge Born, Supreme Allah, Righteous Tony. Like, damn. How the gods selling crack? How the gods moving guns in the South? Like, but that's the uncomfortable truth. Yeah, no teppers. That's the uncomfortable truth about what was going on when the whole apple got rotten. Gotta remember, the whole apple got rotten. New York was the rotten apple in the 90s, in the early 90s, before Giuliani came in and started cleaning niggas up. During David Dinkins' era, the black mayor, niggas was the murder rate. We were the murder capital in 1990. We were the murder capital in 1990 in New York City. They were going crazy out here. So all of those people from that era are coming home right now telling their stories. So one of the worst people that you're going to come up with is a renegade, somebody who's conscious that's on a renegade shit. That's a formidable foe. You know? That's a formidable foe. Queen's Flip. That's the podcast. Just put it in the search bar on YouTube. Queen's Flip. He has an interview with the Bloods. Many interviews with like top-ranking Blood superiors. And he has an interview with the Latin Kings. So if you want to learn real history about real street shit that was going on in the prisons, because New York street culture is intricately tied into prison culture, and I'm sure it's like that in other big cities like Chicago and shit like, yeah, Flip the Script is the name of his podcast, Queen's Flip. Flip the Script. Somebody said, imagine if the NOI, Moors, and Hebrew Israelites form one army. Behind the wall, they're one army. You know what I'm saying? The Muslims are one army with the NOI and the Moors. It's all one army. So if they rolling as an army behind the wall, why the fuck do they come home and start acting like Poindexters? Everybody's coming home, y'all. Are we prepared for them? Have we prepared something for them? You know what I'm saying? Is there a salute? Is there something for these niggas that's coming home? They got kingpins and killers and murder, mass murderers, serial murderers. They coming home on some quiet shit. They coming home humbled and whatnot, because that's what jail will humble you. If you're locked up in New York, you're automatically assumed to be a Muslim or more. No. No. Mm-mm. No, I ain't been locked up in decades, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what you assume to be. I know that they got large numbers of quote unquote conscious people behind the wall. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact, that There's Moors, even if they're being converted behind the wall. So there's a lot of Moors being converted behind the wall. There's a lot of quote unquote Hebrew Israelites being converted behind the wall. There's a lot of, yeah, Kanye is preaching to them as well. There's a lot of, I can't say NOI. I don't think NOI, but a lot of people dealing with Muslim faith. Mostly that like Sunni shit. You know what I mean? Like the Philly Muslims with the long beards type thing. Yeah, but yeah, it's growing big behind the wall, and you got a lot of brothers, a lot of brothers who used to be law library. So everybody from the law library are Moors now. That's the new term for the law library. The nigga who can help you with your paperwork to get out of. Yeah, they all becoming Moors behind the temple, behind the wall. And I even heard that there's Moorish science temples behind the wall, right? So I'm just giving you a insight as to the shit that's going on the plantation, because that's the fucking plantation where many of our people are being held as slaves, legal slaves. So back to the Chief Keef thing and back to where we are today. So with the rise of Chief Keef, you have the rise of youth gangs, right? You did not have that like that before. Like I said, if you watch the videos with Queen's Flip, all of those superiors, they my age. I'm talking about mid-40s and whatnot. Yeah, they had what they call as YP, young pups and whatnot. Yeah, they had young killers that were coming through. But when Chief Keef popped off in 2012, 2013, this is when you begin to see on the internet little 12 and 13-year-olds with the blicky. Remember Little Mousy? Little Jojo, Little Mousy, all of that is Chicago in that early age. Right? So now they with the gun talk and they with the internet beef. This is the beginning of social media beefs. This is the beginning of niggas basically dying off of beefing on the internet, right? So you see the rise of the young gangs. You see the rise of the young shooters. You see the rise of the young killers, right? But along with that, they began to pop up with the double cup. Now, I'm not going to say that Chief Keef was the one who started the double cup shit. I'm going to give that to Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne is the godfather and the father of aesthetic nihilism. What is aesthetic nihilism? The definition for aesthetics is aesthetics, right? Hold on. So we know how to pronounce it.
Aesthetics. Aesthetics. Aesthetics.
A set of principles concerned with the nature and appreciation of beauty, especially in art. A branch of philosophy that deals with the principles of beauty and artistic taste, right? So the next word.
Nihilism.
What?
Nihilism.
What'd you say?
Nihilism.
Okay. The rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless.
Nihilism.
That's right. I heard you the first time. So the aesthetic nihilism. There's a beauty in that shit. These young niggas have made basically this philosophy, this lifestyle, because you got to keep in mind that they are, from Lil Wayne's perspective, he's the father of it. They are beginning to do what? They're mimicking, right? An aesthetic. What aesthetic are they mimicking? Well, they are mimicking the punk rock aesthetic. They are mimicking the quote-unquote punk rock aesthetic. What is the punk rock aesthetic? The punk rock aesthetic is the aesthetics of the punk rockers from the 70s. The punk rockers from the 80s. Not really with the big hair. I'm speaking more of the drug use. I'm speaking more of not just the drug use, the hard drug use. Hard drugs, not just smoking weed, nigga. I'm talking crystal meth. I'm talking crack. I'm talking sniffing coke. I'm speaking of the rock and roll aesthetics the tight pants. To the point it's beyond a nut hugger. This shit look like it got tattooed on to the niggas. Like fuck a jeggings. The pants look like tattoos. I'm talking about the aesthetics of the whole body tattoo. Because somebody tried to say, oh, Lil Wayne, that cover, right, that he did when he was on, he had an iconic cover, right? This cover made mad niggas get tattoos all over their bodies, right? I'm going to pull it up. I believe it was the Rolling Stone cover with Lil Wayne where he's smoking a blunt. He got no shirt on and he's burning one, right? He's burning the L and he got some diamond chains on. That cover right there is iconic because of the aesthetics. You know what I'm talking about? And niggas followed that shit. Here you go. That's the one where he just come home from jail, right? And this is the one too. So what you see, right? Aesthetic nihilism. He's mimicking the punk rockers, right? We're not about no suicide. We don't put guns to our head. We don't have all, because somebody say he was mimicking Tupac. You a fucking lie. You niggas is too young to talk about Tupac. Tupac did not have full body tattoos like that. This is not hip hop. Okay, this is not hip hop. This is biker. This is white boy rock and roll shit. This is not what we did. Okay? We did not do all over body tats before Lil Wayne. That was not our aesthetic. That's what I'm saying. We have an aesthetic. And he introduced a new aesthetic. He ushered in a newer aesthetic. The fucking skateboarding, my nigga. That is not a hip hop aesthetic. The motherfucking body tats, the cocaine, party like a rock star. All of that is a white rock and roll aesthetic. If you don't realize it by now, this little nigga want to be white. Whatever trauma baby put him through. Remember, Mike Tyson was ridiculed for a face tat. Don't get brand new on me. Don't get brand new on me. You know what I'm saying? Don't get brand new on me. And he inspired after Lil Wayne ushers in the aesthetics, he begins to inspire the rappers to follow his lead. He is the illest rapper at that time. His punchlines, his thought process, the way that he put together his words, whatever drug he was on, I want on. Huh. Give me some. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is he smoking? It can't be weed. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's bars are too close to Jay-Z for it just to, I know the weed in Louisiana is not all that. So then he showed niggas that he was on a double cup. What's the double cup? The double cup is codeine promethazine. Okay? And what the promethazine say? All right, let's talk about it. So, yeah, they was clowning. I was around Mike Tyson when they was clowning him for his face tats. That wasn't real, that was real, that wasn't, he went through a lot. He went through a lot of ridicule. So if niggas didn't let him get by with the face tat, let's not start acting like everybody was cool with the body tats, with the neck tats, with the shit on your eyebrow, with the motherfucking third eye tat. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. That was an aesthetic. Remember the girl Danger from, what was it, The Flavor of Love, or one of those reality shows? That bitch had a tiger on her face. And they were saying that they wanted to commit her and get her brain checked out because that was some crazy shit at the time. You know what I'm saying? My memory is still intact. I don't smoke that much marijuana. You know what I mean? Until I lose this shit, I could still remember what the fuck be going on. You know what I mean? I'm a connoisseur of the culture, so I remember all of this shit, right? Ladies, look at your Wednesday crush. Look at your MCM. Look at that nigga. Look at Bay. Remember Lil Wayne was Bay? Do you remember that? So I did my homework. I got receipts, right? The dangers of lean, which is also called scissor, which is also called purple drink, right? And sometimes people add cocaine, hydrocodone, and that could create psychoactive effects. Codeine is an opiate. That's the primary ingredient in this cough syrup that the niggas is drinking. The opiate, codeine, is the primary ingredient, and the rewards are a pleasant effect and a euphoria. And sometimes it's an out-of-body kind of euphoria. If the user attempts to quit lean, they get agitation, aching muscles, sweating, sleeping difficulties, and increased yawning. Extended drinking of lean or promethazine causes abdominal cramps, nausea, dilated pupils, diarrhea, or vomiting. Okay? Some names of the purple drink, you might have heard of it, is scissorp. Sipping on some scissorp. Sipping on some scissorp. That was Jim Jones, Juicy J, right? From 3-6 Mafia. And who the fuck do you think influenced the Dipset? Because the Dipset was running with Wayne. Gangsta Pat, that's right. Sipping on some scissor. Project Pat. They got that shit from Wayne. Not to say, no, 3-6 Mafia didn't get it from Wayne. Because remember, Texas, that border right there, this next to Mexico, they've been on that for a minute. They call this shit Texas Tea. Remember, DJ Clue. No, Clue started lean, right? Not Pimp C. And did Pimp C die from the lean? I know that there's speculation that he might have got killed, but who started that? Did he die from the lean? DJ Screw, the Screw tapes and whatnot. Yeah, Wayne was going to school at the University of Houston. Remember? He was in school he was a psych major. So Screw and all of them were influencing Memphis. They were influencing. So the lean been here. That's what I'm saying. The lean been here. The lean been here. Little niggas wasn't talking about drinking lean. It been here though. I knew that DJ Screw died drinking the lean. I didn't say, well, God damn it, when I go to Texas, that's the first thing I'm gonna try besides the catfish. I wasn't, that shit, it didn't make me want to sip on that. I was like, well, God damn it, I need to stay away from that then. I'm gonna stay with these Long Islands. You know, because if the Long Island puts you on your ass, then what the fuck do you think the lean is gonna do? So some of the names for it is Scissor, Lean, Drink, Texas Tea, Memphis Mud, Purple Sprite. Purple Sprite. So the purple drink, right? According to a report that was done, to fast forward to 2019, amongst children, 2.8% of 8th graders are sipping on lean. 3.4% of 12th graders sipping on lean. 3.3 of 10th graders sipping on lean, aka Dirty Sprite, because they want to be like Future Vandross. They want to be like Juice World. They want to be like the Migos. Codeine is an opiate. Promethazine is an antihistamine. The side effects, once again, euphoria, nausea, dizziness, impaired vision, memory loss, hallucination, seizures. Okay? Codeine is metabolized into a morphine. And the morphine side effects are dizziness, redness of arms, face, neck, shortness of breath, stopping of the heart. Sounds real delicious. Purple drink is a concoction of multiple depressants. And it fucks with your respiratory depression. It puts you in a stupor. It could give you sudden death. It could give you sleepiness, coma, or hypertension. Woo. Sounds like something I need to be doing, my nigga, because I feel like diarrheaing on myself in these Balmain jeans, my nigga. I feel like pooping on myself around my gang, you know what I mean? Because that's real cool. Niggas forget about shit like that, right? Rick Ross said that he had a seizure from the lean and he pooped in his bed, y'all. You know that, right? Now, let me just give you a context about the father, right? Like I said, the father of this aesthetics is Wayne. Look at Wayne though. This is 2008, y'all. That's when he got arrested. Look at his face. Right? He don't look bad. This is Wayne on weed. This is Wayne before he became a skateboarder. No, if you think he looks sick now, my guy, in this picture, look, Mike, what the hell? Well, you got to answer for this shit right here. Okay, this is the iconic Lil Wayne shit when he was in the Bapester. This is like Squad Up. This is right after Squad Up. This is Carter 2, right? This is Carter 2. My computer a little slow. Bear with me. This is Carter 2 Lil Wayne. This is Bapester Wayne, right? This is when he was with the Dipset Wayne, right? When he had the Jay-Z flow. I'ma just put Lil Wayne on drugs, so we could get a understanding, because I need anybody that's out there that think that they cool doing the fuck shit, you know what I mean? Sipping on liquid heroin, I need y'all to understand what's gonna happen to you in the long run. Right? I just want you to know. I just want you to know what you're dealing with. Right? I really want you to know who you following behind and what's happening to that person. Here's the flea flicker right here. Here's the flea flicker. Okay? So I don't clown people. I'm not here for that. I'm too mature for that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not on that wave. But what I won't do is I'm not playing dumb. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm here to smudge everybody. You know what I'm talking about? I won't judge you, my nigga, but I will smudge you. And that nigga needs some smudging right now because he look like he got 10 demons on him. This nigga got children, y'all. How you gonna go to your child's birthday party looking like that? How? How you gonna pull up to Lauren London's crib after Nip made such an impression on your son to go and pick your son up from Lauren London's spot when her son is mourning his stepdad and you pulling up looking like that? I don't give a fuck if you got Drake concert tickets. So Lil Wayne has suffered about 3 seizures already. Rick Ross has suffered a gang of seizures. We are in the throes of a drug culture, family. This is the Death Culture Chronicles. Drugs are being used as silent weapons, and there's a quiet war. The war on drugs is a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy. Some of the top 80 and 90 musicians, the legends, not just the legends, the icons, have died from drugs. Prince died from fentanyl. Whitney Houston died in her bathtub. Michael Jackson died of an overdose. But they all died from these same drugs that the babies are smoking and popping and drinking. The drug strugglers, not the drug smugglers. Somebody said Whitney got killed. All right, Wikipedia. Did they shoot her? Did they stomp her out? No, they killed her with a fucking drug. So these are the drug strugglers, not the drug smugglers. James Brown, Bobby Brown, Rick James, Lil Wayne, DMX, Rick Ross, Famous Dex. I could go on for days. There's a whole bunch more of these niggas. I know we don't get on your pet detective shit, y'all. Yeah, Amy Winehouse. Y'all talk about Jimi Hendrix. I'm talking about the 80s and 90s stars, the people who we all grew up to, who could relate. If there's Generation XX on this line, you could still relate. I'm gonna get to Mac Miller in a minute because I didn't speak about, these are the young MCs, the rappers that died from overdoses. I didn't even get to that yet. Fredo Santana, Little Peep, ASAP Yams, aka Yamborghini. I threw Capital Steez in there, even though he jumped off of a building, but they said that he was high. Juice WRLD, Mac Miller, Speaker Knockers. Give me more. Did Mac Dre die from an overdose? I don't want to talk about people that got shot. I don't want to talk about niggas that got ran over. I'm speaking about the drug overdosers. The ones who died from an overdose. ASAP Yams, I already said Yamborghini. DJ Screw, rest in peace. Pimp C, sleep in peace, rest in power. All of y'all. Okay, MJ, I already mentioned them. What are we doing? So, young artists are addicted to codeine, lean, and Percocets Xannies and Mollies as escapism, right? As an escapism. They saying that they're trying to escape the pain. I feel like these young artists are trying to escape poverty. Because when you think about it, what is their pain? What the fuck is Juice WRLD trying to escape at 21? What the fuck is Little Peep trying to escape at 19? They're trying to escape poverty. What is poverty? Poverty is when you got to see your friend die before you become a fucking adult. Poverty is when you saw your mama addicted to some kind of fucking drug and niggas was doing all kind of crazy shit to her in front of you and your family. Poverty is not having and living a life of not having, and the neurosis that forms from being a fucking have-not, childhood trauma. Exactly. One of the ingredients of a mass shooter. There's 4 of them. And one of them is access to firearms. Oh yeah, French Montana. Hold on. He's a drug struggler. He's not a smuggler. That nigga's a drug struggler. He was just in ICU, wired up for 6 days. You know what I'm talking about? And we almost lost Frenchie. So, poverty is what they tried to escape. You can't have that much of a broken heart at 18, my guy. I mean, I got my heart broken at 12, and I did not recover from that shit. But I didn't drink no Molly, nigga. I didn't drink no lean. You know what I'm saying? So, this is escapism. Yeah, French is crazy. That nigga, the wave is about to come home. The fuck is wrong with him? Like, Max B is on the way home, you dumb nigga. Yeah, they did a seizure challenge 1 month before Juice WRLD died, where they were listening to his music and having seizures on TikTok. Go and research Juice WRLD seizure challenge. Famous Dex had a seizure on stage a few weeks ago. Another nigga had a seizure on live. I was on World Star. They had a clip of a young, it was just a regular young man, and he took 8 pills, and he had an overdose on his live in a studio with all of his boys in them. Right? This is the new version of flirting with death. This is the new version of living on the edge. This is the new version of being anti-establishment, anti-social, where you could go and die and come back and be like, nigga, it's lit. I forgot Travis Scott in the motherfucking drug strugglers. I got to put Travis in there. You know what I'm talking about? Because Travis, I'm sure that nigga had a few seizures. Yeah, them studio sessions is mad moist now, too. Little niggas walking around with their drawers showing, sipping on lean, leaning on each other. The fuck? So, they have the stats and the numbers to show that the liquid heroin is affecting babies, right? Babies. And they are trying to escape what they call depression. It's 11/11. Yes, let's send a prayer out to the memory of the brother Juice WRLD. Ashe, one thing I could say about that young man, although I wasn't his biggest fan, I know potential when I see it. I know talent when I see it. So rise in power to that young king, right? Rise in power to all of our young kings and our young queens that we keep losing. And we can afford to lose any of you because we need every single one of you to become the greatest version of yourselves. Y'all are already great as teenagers. Y'all are already great as little youth. So just imagine when you begin to evolve and find out who you truly are. Because some of these young drug users are actually going on fact-finding missions to find out who they are. They're going on knowledge of self journeys. They're tripping, trippy red. They're tripping, and some of them are activating their pineal. Chris Kelly from he was speedballing cocaine and speed. Chris Kelly from Crisscross. Let me write him down. All of this information, mind you, I'm just giving y'all the preliminaries. I'm going to be in the DMV December 21st with a shooter, Wesley Muhammad. You know what I'm talking about? And we are going to body that thing. The name of the lecture is called The Weaponization of Hip Hop. So this is just the beginning. I'm warming it up. Mia Campbell. Yeah, she's a drug struggler. She on the doogie. She on the doogie. And ODB. Damn. ODB. Thank you. Overdose. I think they killed ODB. Bobby Christina. Right? Chris Kelly. That was the name? Chris Kelly. From Crisscross. Why you say Ray J? What's wrong with you? Anyway. Somebody said, what am I rolling up? I ain't rolling up shit. I'm sober tonight, nigga. I'm on this bitch talking about drugs. What do you think? I'm going sober for these niggas. I'm gonna go on a sober crusades. Just for the youth, because they going too hard with the drugs, man. A God walks into a bar. Yeah, that was the craziest episode ever. American Gods 3. I'll have the link in the description by tonight. The cover of American Gods 3 is motherfucking Dr. Manhattan with the black dot on his forehead. That's the cover of American Gods 3. I will have tickets on sale tonight. I need you to pull up. That's an online lecture. I'm either going to do that at the end of the year or the beginning of top of 2020. I think I'm doing top of 2020 because I need that 2020 energy, right? But Speaker Knockers, that's the brother who Roddy Ricch and them got their style from, right? Is that the brother that Roddy Ricch got their style from? Let me just share the information about the 21st. On the 21st, I'm going to be at Pleasant Baptist Church. I'm going to be at Pleasant Baptist Church in Baltimore, Maryland. The hours of 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Red Pill and Wesley Muhammad, the weaponization of hip hop. I'm going to body that. All right? I'm going to body that. We're going to go in and we're going to turn up. You said Orlando Brown. Now y'all being real. Like, don't dig to the bottom of the pot. We good. We got enough names. Yeah, Watchmen is the shit. Like I said, so American Gods 3 is going to be heavy on the Watchmen, but there's so much other shit going on that I need y'all to know about. So be sure to get the ticket on that. And I need y'all to be in the December 21st. I need y'all to come and make history, come and witness history with us. And I need to see y'all in February in Connecticut for the Facts 2020 rollout. That's going to be in New Haven, right? New Haven? Hartford, Connecticut, 2/22/2020, Hartford, Connecticut, at the Eco Space, which is on Farmington Avenue. And that's going to be a powerful lineup. Yeah, hit me up for these shades. I got you. When are y'all coming to Florida? I was supposed to come to Miami, and that was this weekend. But because of a death of a friend of one of my day ones, I had to stick around. I was not in the travel. I could not blue pill travel, but I was not in the kind of. I wasn't right to travel. Like, I'm just getting myself back right now. Like, I was not in the right mind state. I wasn't energy. My energy wasn't right. Nothing was right with me, you know. So let's continue. So what I'm identifying is this: these young men and women are saying that they're in pain, so they're on liquid heroin. They're on Molly Percocets, right? How the fuck are these drugs? These are painkillers, but they're mistaking emotional pain for physical pain. If you break your hand or you hurt something, yeah, I could understand being on a codeine and whatnot. But nigga, if your girlfriend broke up with you, you're gonna go ahead and pop a painkiller. And drugs are depressants, so there's no uppers that you're gonna take that's gonna get you out of your depression. So some of these young people are taking drugs to make them even more depressed, and they're trying to convince grown folk who read books and study that that's not what's happening. And I'm saying that you niggas look real fucking goofy in the face of real people. Now, I'm not a fucking teenager, so I'm not impressed by the fact that you can't talk without spittle coming out the side of your mouth, or you can't formulate a cohesive fucking sentence because your brain is fried. That shit don't turn me on. And shame on the niggas that it do turn on, because you might got something for zombies. You just might have you know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas might be attracted to zombies. So one of the options that I would say, because now we can identify a problem with our future that we can all somewhat fix. Somebody said drugs always fuel music. I know, I get it. You trying to basically, you know, say, but I said in my last episode that the pursuit of drugs is a natural instinct for all of the animal kingdom, from humans all the way down. Because I know you niggas is so arrogant that you don't want to be considered part of the animal kingdom. But from the animal kingdom, the consumption of drugs and the pursuit of drugs is a natural instinct. They got animals that's running around trying to get the doogie. They got bees that purposely fly into marijuana plants and whatnot and get right. They got horses that chew on magic mushrooms to get right. I get it. I get it. But nigga, please. Because the same heroin that they had Billie Holiday in them on, the same fucking dope that they had some of our most brilliant musicians on, is the same dope that they got these young geniuses and these young artists and musicians on. All right? And they are not in control. The record label, the manager, and all of these people who are feeding off of them, they're the ones controlling the show. They're the ones that are pulling the strings. They're the ones that are signing. They won't sign you if you're not a fucking drug addict at the end of the day, because they want your baby on heroin. So you can miss me with that. If that's the case, I don't need no music right now. We don't really need the music if it's going to take away, you know, it's going. Remember, I'm still on the crusades that these hard drugs, right? Not plant-based medicine. I'm about to get to that. But these hard drugs, most importantly, mostly the opiates like heroin, the hard drugs, they have upended and destroyed. They have set our communities back hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Okay? You niggas got some soundtracks out of it and some beautiful music to slow dance to. I get it. But what price do we pay? Because yeah, you might get excited that the artists are on drugs, but they are impressionable. The youth, the listeners are impressionable. So an artist on drugs, he's getting $20,000 a show. It don't look that bad. There's a nigga who gets $20 a day though, and he's on the same drug, and he's looking real crazy, and he multiplied. It's thousands and millions of him now, all in our neighborhoods, making our shit depreciate in value and look crazy. Here you have another father that's missing, and a whole bunch of things. So for purposes of creating content like good music, I'm good. Nigga, smoke a blunt. All right? I'm a big fan of 90s hip hop, Biggie and Pac, the Wu-Tang Clan, early Nas. Niggas was drinking water and smoking weed, bro. And it wasn't even that synthetic shit. They was smoking weed with seeds in it. Okay? Rakim Allah, KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they was experimenting with, that's good enough. Now you got CMOS, liquid gold. You got KT, the Arch Degrees concoctions. Niggas could be geniuses. You don't got to go out like that. All of that music is timeless, and you could rock a party with all of that weed-based music right now. To be honest with you, I got to be on heroin or some kind of fucking pill in order to really enjoy Pop Smoke, Future Vandross, and some other niggas. To be honest with you. You know, I get it, but then I don't. And when I see other niggas that's mad on drugs and whatnot, they obviously get it. That shit is like scratch and sniff. You have to participate to really get the full impact. And that's not something that just to hear a song, I'm good, my nigga. Like, it's not that serious. So they're lying to us about the pain. Because, nigga, how much pain do you have? They are young, successful millionaires, some of these young men. They get all of the box in the world. You know what I mean? Their DMs is lit. They on tour running through middle America, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They got a trailer load of Becky's. They getting free clothes. They getting free sneakers, free Jordans from Travis Scott. They're not depressed. They're lying to you. Where's the pain? And how is the drugs taking away the pain? My theory and my solution, because I'm not trying to drag the culture. The solution is what? You niggas are not scared to experiment. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But you're taking the wrong routes. You must have wanted to try some plant-based medicines. Oh, okay. You must have wanted to try out some plant-based. Oh, you figured that you was going to. Oh, no. What you're doing is pharmacopoeia, brother. That's a chemical. Those drugs were made in a lab. Oh, you want that Molly? Oh, that's MDMA. That's ecstasy. Nigga, that's not real. Oh, you want the lean? Oh, no, that's codeine, fam. That's promethazine. That's not real. Come over here with me. You in pain? Oh, you want to deal with your core issues? No problem, brother. I want to help you with that. Here's some ayahuasca. Here's some magic mushrooms. Oh, you want to meet God, my nigga? I know you met everybody in the world, you know. Come and meet God. Here's some Bufu, Averlaris, some MEO5 DMT. Go ahead, because that's natural. And if I were to give him anything, that's what I'm gonna give him. Yeah, get on that toad, my nigga. Lick that toad, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Go and meet God. If it's that serious, let's see if you come back as depressed as you was before you met God and find out that he was you and you were him. But not just you, that's not the ego. Everybody's God. White folk, black folk, yellow folk, red folk, brown folk. We all part of a light. We all a part of an expression. Okay? Yeah, they need some magnetic yoni. Obviously, they ain't not getting that. You know what I'm talking about? Because some of them are chasing behind yoni that's not magnetic. Some of them is in Faye Dunaway's cave, if you know what I'm talking about. And there's no energy in that. And some of them are in the caves, and the women that they chasing behind, they are hardcore drug addicts, crystal meth, cocaine, crack. The strippers are heavy on cocaine now. What's that about? The strippers, strip culture, right? One of the most illest industries. If there was a stock, stripping is up there with fucking Apple. But they put the strippers on mollies and perks. The strippers were telling me, red pill, I gotta sniff the cocaine in order to go out there and dance with these dirty ass niggas. That's what they told me. Yo, Red, I feel better on the molly when I'm dancing because I'm just here to collect a few dollars. I don't even want to talk to these niggas. And some of the pimps and even some of the quote unquote clients are putting them on pill. Yo, they pulling up here, coming. You know when you buy a dance and you drinking and whatnot, and you got your shorty with you, but the shorty that's with you, she's with the shits and she got the pills, so she's gonna tell the dancer, you know what I mean? Why don't you slide back to the spot with us? We got all of the candy in the world. Shout out to Blue Pill in the building. You know, we're just giving you some of the quote unquote mechanisms of this underworld, or we're peeling back the layers to show you, you know, some of the gears that are turning behind a culture that's extremely influential, that's affecting little children, babies, little boys and girls, and all kind of people from different walks of life. There's a lean epidemic in Nigeria. There's a drill epidemic in London. There's a pill epidemic in Somalia and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe got the lean and the pill epidemic. And they banging colors. And it ain't red and blue purple like Prince either. You know what I'm talking about? They gang banging in Africa off a World Star. And in London, a nigga will cut you with a samurai sword. Just like that. Somebody said that they on a lot of that black tar down here in Texas. Like I said, the border with Mexico is right there, right? The border right there. So all of them, what do they call it? The mules and whatnot. Yeah, Cartier's in Ghana right now, learning how to twerk. You know, she's wrapped up in all kind of kente cloth. I think she got a court case coming up, so she might be getting some work done. And I'm not talking about on her left cheek. Yeah, Cartier in Nigeria. You know? If she pop up in Igbo land, or if she pop up in Yoruba land, nigga, you know what it's hitting for. You know? She getting some work done on Offset. She got a case coming up. So we talked about the lean. But getting back to the youth that are basically overdosing and doing these drugs because of pain. What I'm saying is this, that how much, like, if the money is not a band-aid for the pain, if the designer, they wearing them big ass Balenciagas and shit like that, they wearing orthopedic, nigga, that should take away the foot pain. The shoes look orthopedic like. So if the designer, you wearing Balenciaga, you know, you wearing expensive shit. If the choker, if the iced out choker don't take away the pain, I thought your neck was frozen. If the thoughts don't take away the pain, if they're not band-aids, right? And the consumption of promethazine and codeine, cough syrup, if that don't take away the pain, then who are these niggas? Gremlins? What are we dealing with? What kind of pain? Like, what's the remedy? So I would say to the big homies that are out there who are, you know, being called upon, because they're calling upon the big homies for remedy. I would say to the big homies, speak to the pain, big homie. We gotta be, we have to step in. What's the pain? The pain is their fathers are not there. That's a hole that you can't fill up with syrup. The pain is that mommy might not have been there the way that the nurturer of the family should have been. There's no way to take away that pain. Like I said, a lot of them, you know, have lost close friends to them at young ages due to gun violence and stuff like that, or overdoses. You know, physical things are not going to take away that pain. You can't take away spiritual pain or emotional pain with physical trinkets that have expiration dates. That doesn't work like that. You have to be able to go within. You have to be able to deal with your core issues. You have to be able to deal with the plant medicine or forms of meditation, because they're not, like I said, they crossed a certain threshold to whereas they don't have the patience of sitting down with the nigga from Bikram yoga, you know what I mean, and working it out. That's not where they're at. They already crossed into a certain threshold. So you cannot say, well, let's have therapy. They're past therapy. They took a drug that had them pooping on themselves, right? Yeah, they need that Iboga. They took drugs that had them pooping. These niggas is taking Perkies on private jets, nigga. Now, I heard some of those pills are like Viagra's. Talk black to me, who's in the audience. You know, that's an appeal. I could understand where that's coming from. But they need sacred plant-based medicine. They not with the romper room. They not with that elementary stuff no more. That don't work. Sit them with Dr. Phil and they can't get their Ivan, what's her name? Van Zandt is not gonna fix their life this time around. Somebody said that their peens don't work after a while. I would think so. I would think so. There's that trade-off again. That's the Madoff trade-off. Yeah, you're gonna get something on the front end, but what do you pay for on the back end? That goes back to what I was saying earlier about having real currency attracted to you, having real money attract, not fiat, but attracting relationships, attracting resources, attracting gold, attracting all of that, not attracting the fiat, because here you go, the going price, right, is $40 out there. Or here you go, you tying up somebody and burning them with an iron for their money. Yeah, you could get money on the front end. That's fiat. It's not backed by anything. It's not real. It's a fucking dead president on it. But what are you going to pay on the back end? That's my question. Nigga, what's on the back end? And usually, just based off of case study and being a good observer, people are paying with their spirit, their souls, and their lives, and their freedom. Mind you, you can't put a price tag to freedom, to time, to your spirit and your soul. Right? So we have a generation called Z, Generation Zombie, and this generation is going through some kind of pain. And I feel that a lot of the pain has to do with the fallout of the crack era. It has a lot to do with the fallout of the prison complex industry where the men are not there. It's a fallout of the war on drugs that our people lost miserably. And the aesthetic nihilism is a humongous middle finger to the generation that terrorized them. I don't want to wear baggy clothes anymore. I want to wear tight clothes. Fuck you niggas. I don't want to pull my pants up. I want to show you my ass. Fuck you niggas. I don't want to get a shape up no more. I want to grow dreads. Fuck you niggas. I don't want to have a clean face no more. I want to put my paint on my face. I want to be a spectacle to say fuck you niggas. I don't want to be a boy no more. I want to be a girl. Fuck you niggas. I'm a bussy with attitudes, a BWA. It's BWA. I don't want to be a girl no more. I want to be a thug, nigga, and run around with a strap on. Get the strap. And all of that is a rebellious against the previous generation that failed them. They are rebelling against us. Okay? They are rebelling against us. Yeah, BWA. If we have not realized it, that the generation is giving us a humongous middle finger, you know what I'm saying? Then we're not paying attention to what the hell is going on around us. And the social engineers are aiding and abetting it. It took them a while to figure it out, but they stepped back and they figured it out. And there's a reward system for bussies with attitude. There's a reward system for dope fiend rappers. There's a reward system for crackhead rappers. There's a reward system for all of that, for thought culture. We had this conversation before that one of the failing points of our culture, consciousness, and other things that you want to name it, is that we don't have a reward system, right? You don't get rewarded for what you do in this community. We don't have a value system. I don't know my value. Niggas be trying to tell me my value. I'm on a D train. Yo, Red, you know, you valuable. Like, fam, I was just sleeping on the train. Just trying to go home. Can you leave me alone? You know what I'm saying? Niggas will tell you their value on the streets, but they don't value you in this community, and we don't have a penalty system. Niggas could do anything in this community. They could do anything. There's no repercussions. There's no penalty system. Niggas is so far from what the Irishman and them niggas is trying to show you. That was a system. You call it what you want to call it. There was a penalty system. If you get caught talking to the boys, if you get caught, if you don't follow directions, there's a penalty to that. Then there's a value system. You know what the value system was? It was the ring that Joe Pesci gave that nigga. You a made man. That was the button that was being made. That's the value system. The highest value in the mafia or in organized crime is the ring. Facts. Value system. And what is the reward system? The reward system is if you a good earner. The reward system is if you stay on code. The reward system is if I tell you to do something and you go and do it. If you're a good soldier, we bump you up in the ranks and eventually you could get that ring. I could point out Don't think that I'm infatuated with the mafia. I could point out all kind of organizations and show you how they're functioning off of a value system, a reward system, and a penalty system, and that's what gets them by in life. That's the fuel that drives their kinetic bus. So we can't point fingers and be like, oh, this person let us down, and oh, this person did this, and oh, the elders failed us. Oh, all of this, all of these excuses that we like to make. No, we have to sit back and ask ourselves, how far are you willing to take this shit? Like, we're past the era of niggas moonlighting on Facebook with all of these colorful names. I think we're past that. We got past that. We passed that exit on the highway. When are we gonna take this shit for life? When are you gonna get it tatted on your face? You know what I mean? When is this gonna be law? That we implement the systems that are missing, the reward, value, and penalty system, so this shit could get moving again. It's not gonna move any other way. It's not. Sorry. You talk about nation building and government, niggas want to repatriate and all of that. You're gonna stay in no-tep land. You're gonna stay in on Michael Jackson's estate in motherfucking no-tep land. On the Giza Pyramid roller coaster. Because all of that it's going to take a level of commitment. It's going to take a level of discipline. It's going to take a level of, niggas got to be serious. Because life is serious. It's very serious. All of this bickering, all of this, people are fractioning from a fraction, all of this toxic environments that are being created online by people who have ideological differences. If it ain't one thing, it's the other. I've been going through 15 years of witnessing this bullshit. How they got it together? You know what I'm saying? How the young dope fiends got it together and niggas don't. So going into 2020, we gotta move differently. We gotta move differently. We have to move different. I'm not trying to put in another 15 sitting back watching all of these goofies be goofy, yo. I don't got Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay to watch Goofy. I put up a post the other day. I said, name your top 10 master teachers from 2010 to 2020. And my name was mentioned and Blue Pill a lot, and that's honorable. I don't know if they was just saying it because they was on my page. Niggas want me to feel good, but yeah, I was feeling that. But once again, there's no reward system for that. You could be in the top 10. Your community don't have nothing. They don't have nothing prepared for that. There's no value to that. There's no reward to that. They just, I gotta make my own plaque, my niggas, and I will. But they have not created no reward system for that. And that's where things have to change. Don't wait for me to, but one thing I know about this planet and this world, that you're only going to be respected once you're no longer the competition. You know what I mean? AKA once you die, my nigga. This is a death culture. You know, we can't shake that. I guess that's the planet that we live on, and that's how it's going. But you gotta, you know, you good once you go, nigga. You an icon. You a legend. You a legend. I named my top 10, and there's some honorable mentions, but I named my top 10, and they are, and to be honest with you, me personally, I'm gonna do everything in my power to exonerate, to hold up and edify those brothers and sisters that I feel are the master teachers. I named Dr. Phil Valentine. I named Dr. Sabi, right? Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, because of her work, her seminal work, the ISIS papers, and what it means today, right? I named Bobby Hemmett, the occult metaphysical master teacher. I named A.A. Rashid, the Kabbalah god, because he's a fucking legend, right? Okay? And he's on a Griselda album. I named KT the Arch Degree, because there's nothing, I've seen nobody that could rival the intelligence of that young upstart. And y'all just getting, you know, what I named, who else did I name? Taj Tariq Bey. And I would put Taj Tariq and Nasir the Duke of Tears together, right? I would put Panic and Bobby Hemmett together if I could. I'm just throwing them together. But Nasir the Duke of Tears and Taj Tariq Bey, they teach differently. But to me, when it comes to the Moorish science and my heritage and everything and completely busting this thing wide open, those are my teachers. I'm speaking about Red Pill personally, who I feel, whose cups I drank from, and who I'm like, yo, your shit was on point. It stays, it's 10 years later, and that shit's still standing up on its two legs. Black Dot was another one. I didn't forget about KT. I just said KT the Arch Degree. And I would put KT the Arch Degree and Inky together. Right? No. I didn't say KT was too early. I didn't say KT was too early. I said people are finding out about KT now, and it's early for y'all. But I'm saying that I was hip to what KT was on before the internet. You know? Red Pill and Blue Pill, I fucks with them. You know, they on the list. I fucks with the brothers, the twins. You feel me? They put in work. You know what I mean? You know, they put in work. What's that? The Law 44. You know what I'm saying? And the young bull with the facts and all. Yeah, I like them. I like them niggas. You know? They don't be out there clout chasing. And who was my number 10? Who was the 10th one? I'm trying to remember. If anybody saw my list and y'all remember who the 10th one is, let me know. Somebody said Jay-Z. There's a 10th one. And it's not none of these names that Dr. Delbert Blair. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. Dr. Delbert Blair. He ends it out on number 10. He is the legend. Science, occult, the shit that he was telling y'all is coming true. And a lot of these people have students. And there's students that won't even say that they learned shit from their master teachers. So I see in the chat room, people are naming students. I'm cut from a different cloth. No offense. I just come from a different era, and those teachers helped me be who I am to this day. And I'm not, if you have a top 10, go ahead. I got the post. I got it up on my, right on the post on my page in the community. Go and vote. Put your names up, you know, put your names up. And this is not about who's more popping than each other, because there's a lot of other people out there. Yes, Infudishi, Ajra Kwesi, all of them are honorable mentions. Black Magic 363, Sa are definitely honorable mentions for what they brought to us and the level of, you know, and the platforms that they built, you know. But I'm speaking about teachers specifically. I'm giving the credit to the talent, to the teachers, to the scholars. Brother Rich is a scholar, all right? Brother Rich is a scholar. His questions are some of the best questions ever asked. So he's definitely an honorable mention, you know? Some people that y'all naming just came out like 2 years ago. We not, I said from 2009. Professor Griff is a legend. Dane Calloway is a legend. You know, they all legends. You know, honorable mentions. I fucks with all of that. Young Pharaoh's a legend. You know, information wise. So, Sarah Suit Seti is a legend, information wise. He created a lot of stuff. Eileen Bay is a legend. Professor Smalls, Kaba Hiawatha. You know, all of these are honorable mentions. We don't want to leave nobody out. We don't want to leave nobody out. But there's some strong ass legs. They've been running. Mama Pill is a legend. Sophia Stewart. What's the sister? Sister Myra L. All of them legends. Noble Ampu, legend. You know, I mentioned Dr. Sabi, of course. I think he was the first one I mentioned. Dr. Sabi, Dr. Valentine, you know, Yafa Bey, you know, Polite. He has some great teachings, you know. So there's a lot. Oh, Cheyenne the Liberator. He's another one of my honorable mentions. Nellie Fully Jr. He's another one. Seven Bomar. He's another one. I just got put on to Ben Carson. Wait, Billy Carson. I'm sorry. Billy Carson is a legend. He's on the honorable mentions. You know? So I want to entertain the idea of creating institutions and, you know, small scale museums, because you could put a museum in a house these days. I saw it in New York City. They converted a mansion into a museum utilizing tablets like Apple tablets and utilizing this new form of projector where you could project shit onto like a gate. Shit is fire. If you ever went to the DC African American Museum, you know what I'm talking about. How they utilize all of this new media with the touchscreen and the tablets and whatnot to basically, you know, to make a museum. These museums need to double as altars and shrines. You know what I mean? We need to make shrines of our master teachers. Oh yes, Derek Grace, 19 Keys, Riza Islam, Billionaire PA, Brother Ben X, all of them honorable mentions. Sister Ajna, all of them honorable mentions. They all, to me, were lit leading up to 2020. Yeah, they built a fucking trap museum. If I ever meet Mr. Expeditiously, you know, I'm going to talk to him about funding the motherfucking Ancestor Museum. Since everybody want to invoke the ancestors' names. Well, you met Dick Gregory, right? T.I.? What's up with this bread? What's up with some fucking, what's up with us getting into an empowerment zone? Pop Darby's in China right now. Legend. Well, you know, I want to talk to him about things like that. Even with Nick Cannon, all of the woke people. All of them. You know, what's up with some investment? Let's get into the value system. Let's get into the reward system. How you gonna, let's reward our elders for being few and many on the front line. Dr. Laela Africa, legend, honorable mention, legend. You feel me? Yes, Mama Pill, legend. Yeah, what's good, T.I.? We want to build this museum to basically function like a trap museum. You know what I'm talking about? But this is for the ancestors. This is for the legends. So anyway, let's finish this talk. So the Percocets are one of the world's most common abused prescription drugs. These are the pills that they said that somebody said Dr. Umar went to school. Shit. What if Dr. Umar were to build museums and shrines all around the Americas with the ancestors? Oba, brother Oba, legend. I forgot Oba. I forgot about to mention brother Oba, super legend. Ra Aku, super legend. Buddha Clinks, super legend. These are names that I encourage you to go and research. The reason why I did my top 10 list is because Juice WRLD is a legend. Stop with the slander. One of the reasons why I did the top 10 list, Shahrazad Ali, is when I say these names or when I write these names down, I'm under the impression that there's people who never heard of these names. I was reading people's Uriel Bey, rest in power, rise in power. He is a bona fide certified legend. He made transition. When I was reading people's lists, I was like, oh, who are these people? It's mad names of people I never heard of before. I went to go and research them. Is this list on your Instagram? Not only is it on my Instagram, it's on my YouTube channel. If you go into community posts, it's right there. Henry D. Bernardo, we had him as a guest on Know the Ledge Radio. And every single name, damn near, every single name that I mentioned, from the honorable mentions all the way to the list, my top 10, they've all been guests on our radio show, Know the Ledge Radio. Yes, C. Freeman L is a beast. They've all been guests. We've all had them, on our podcast. They've all rolled with us. You're going to find out about that powerful archive coming up in 2020 when we have our 10-year anniversary. We're going to be rolling out a lot of fire. So Perks, which was rumored that these are the pills that Juice WRLD swallowed, because the legend, the story has it that the feds, the police, right, the fuzz, the man was contacted, right? Was contacted by the pilot, and the pilot told the police that, yo, I got some rich niggas on my plane. They was on a private jet. They got a lot of weed, and they have guns on this private plane. When the plane landed, they said that the police went to searching the luggage and found 70 pounds of weed. Right? 70 pounds of weed. Or 70 to 80 pounds. And they found 3 handguns. So, story that they're sharing is that he went and popped about 30 perks, right? And ingested a deadly dose. He swallowed them because the Percocets, unlike the marijuana or the handguns, which may have been legally, registered to maybe the bodyguard. But one thing about the Percocets is that you could get time. It's an opiate. It's like getting caught with a bundle. It's like getting caught with some horse. Yeah. They said that he swallowed the evidence. And as a result of that, right? If anybody ever known anyone who swallowed a balloon in jail and the balloon popped, like they have mules or whatnot that they send from South America, from the islands and stuff like that, and they transport drugs in their systems, right? Where's the toilet? They got off the plane. They wasn't on the plane. They were in, when you get off the plane and they stop you. So they had got off the plane and got stopped. So he couldn't flush the drugs. But if you flush drugs in an airplane toilet, my nigga, there's a septic tank that the police will go right to. It ain't like, it's not like the projects, my guy. So anyway, he probably did not want to get caught with all of them drugs. But if you juice man, where's the help? That's all I want to know. If you juice man, nigga, where's the help? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is the money man swallowing pills? I don't get it. And if you are one of these artists like a Juice World who was getting about $30,000 to $40,000 a show, you know, you kind of could take that charge, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could live to fight this shit. You know, there's some hungry Jews out there that would eat the case. You know what I mean? So perks are one of the world's most common abused prescription drugs. It causes dizziness, nausea, blurred vision, dry mouth. And this is not even the severe side effects. That's just regular shit. The severe side effects is fever, fatigue, jaundice, chest pain, insomnia, hypothermia, thirst, slowed heartbeat, seizures, depression, anxiety, and hallucinations. So you was kind of like, damn, you know what I mean? I miss the homies, free the homies. I'm going to just go ahead and sip on this lean. Then an hour later, you like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Free Mandela. You know what I mean? You just want to free everybody. You just in a depressed state. It's a Schedule II narcotic, oxydone. You know? Molly. Niggas is out here popping mollies. I told y'all the story of one of my day ones that's hooked on Molly in Atlanta, right? And it broke my heart. They said only 13% of Molly contains MDMA, which is ecstasy. Facts? MDMA is a synthetic drug and it acts as a hallucinogen and a stimulant. The use can increase heart rate, heavy sweating, teeth clenching. Remember Lockjaw from Kodak? Lockjaw from Kodak and French Montana. Right? Chills. It gives niggas the chills. Dehydration. Paranoia. Anxiety and confusion. Right? But it damages your brain. It damages your mood, your thinking, your verbal memory, and your judgment. Withdrawal symptoms, right? The withdrawal symptoms, if you try to get off that shit, depression, fatigue, loss of appetite. So you might be on a Molly and your pullout game don't work because your brain is not, your judgment is off, nigga, and you knee deep in the thotty. You know what I'm talking about? So Chris Brown, nah, let me stop. I'm just saying, you know, purple drink. Yeah, we talked about the marijuana use amongst U.S. college students is at a new 35-year high. Right? Marijuana use. Wesley Muhammad told you about the synthetic marijuana. The marijuana, they call it, instead of bisexuals, I saw a report that said that niggas is high sexuals. That the marijuana, right? The feminine bud and the synthetic marijuana is increasing niggas estrogen. Talk about it. Vaping of marijuana and nicotine doubled for college students between 2017 and 2018. Blue Pill said future pullout game. You know that nigga was on some cups when he was going to sleep in the box. You know what I mean? He got like 8 kids or something. You know, because the lean make you slow. You know, when it comes to the pullout game, you got to be fast, guys. So, you know, you move in a slow motion like, what the fuck? And before then, you know, it's too late. That $40 that you done paid down is going to go a long way. You know what I'm talking about? So these are symptoms of an overdose. These are symptoms of an overdose. So we know what we're seeing in case we see it, right? In case we in the studio, we around the way, we in the house and the little ones coming home, leaning and whatnot, whatever the case, you in Walmart, whatever the case may be, these are the symptoms of an overdose. Somebody says sloth movements. I love it. Bluish colored fingernails and lips. Now, we're going to scratch that one off because that don't even factor in, because these niggas is wearing blue nail polish and some of them is wearing blue lipstick, but the sisters is wearing blue lipstick, so you don't even know if it's real or not. Okay, so we're going to scratch that off. Breathing problems. You see somebody breathing heavy and they can't breathe. Coma. Well, I guess that does it. Confusion. Well, then all of these niggas is overdosing. Dizziness. Drowsiness. Fatigue. Well, I guess everybody that be on a train with me at 2 a.m. coming home from pulling a fucking double and a triple, well, they must be having an overdose. Lightheadedness. Loss of consciousness. Higher, low blood pressure. Muscle twitches. Tiny pupils. Weakness. Spasms of the stomach and the intestines. And weak pulse. These are some of the withdrawal symptoms. Remember the when Malcolm X and them in the Godfather of Harlem TV series, they had, oh, impotence is another one. Okay. They had a withdrawal facility, right? They had a place where people were getting off the dope and they had women chained to the beds. Facts? And that was because of what? The heroin. So withdrawal symptoms are anxiety, irritability, sleep problems, teary eyes, running nose, sweating, loss of appetite, muscle aches, faster heartbeat, diarrhea. You know? But those withdrawal symptoms are something that, you know, fuck it. If that's what you got to go through to get off of the doogie, then that's what you got to go through. You know what I mean? Go ahead and poop on yourself, because I'd rather you poop on yourself than to be a goddamn zombie up in these streets. Because they out here kidnapping motherfuckers and you know, turning them into Popeye chicken sandwiches. And, you know, shit, you can't afford to be high. You can't afford to be in a stupor. All of the shit that I just talked about. None of that shit sounded sexy. None of it. None of it sounded like we getting to the bag. None of it sounded like, yo, this is going to make me smarter. I'd rather pop some nootropics. I'd rather take the fucking, what's that shit? The Limitless pill before I go ahead and sip on some goddamn cough syrup. Nigga, I don't have a cough. And Sabi said that mucus is the cause of all diseases. So if you niggas is coughing, then you got mucus. You need some sea moss. They're going to make a synthetic sea moss drug in a minute. I already see it. I can smell it. You know what I mean? They got the streets out here bubbling sea moss. They're gonna put some fentanyl in that shit soon, man. I don't trust these niggas. I don't trust these niggas. But nah, the bag is not higher understanding. These niggas is getting the bag in their sleep. They get to the money on dope. They get into the money half asleep, my niggas. They get into the bag in a stupor. I heard a story about a nigga who went to sleep for 3 days. He woke up a millionaire off of streaming. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like I said, that fiat, y'all looking at the wrong pictures. The fiat is going to come to motherfuckers that's fiat-like. Fake is attracted to fake. It's not real. So a lot of motherfuckers that are not real run around with it, doing not real things. Yeah, blue pill is the plug on the sea moss and the gold water and all of these things. to reverse the curse. And we got to get into, you know, I'm going to actively get into some kind of intervention with the youth that are out here needing to get over their pain. That's all we need to know as a community, that the youth are in pain and that they feel like we've let them down and they don't necessarily trust us. And I'm not saying us in the context of us per se, but they don't trust the older generations to basically be there for them and to hold them up. And they feel like they could figure it out on their own, right? Even though, you know, that's a crock of shit because, you know, it's a part of the rebelliousness, you know? And we're going to have to figure things out, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to draft up a way to whereas we're going to reach out to them. Yeah, Shasta Mountain retreats. We start with that. Shasta Mountain retreats, we're going to have our, we had to postpone it because of the fires. So we're going to do our makeup retreat in 2020 and we'll let you know the date. We're going to let you know the date. The age that these children are being born in, based off of the constellations, Blue Pill, can you drop in the chat room the children that are born from 2000 and on? What planets are influencing them, right? What planets are they under the influence? What is the precession of the equinox that they are being born under? Because we always got to keep in mind, we always have to keep in mind that that is an effect, that affects generations. All generations are under the influence of a precession. Okay? When are we going to have a live about solutions? We're going to have a Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto and Capricorn. Google it. Go and research Aquarius Maximus. She could be found on the social media sites and let her do the reading and break it down for you. Pluto and Capricorn. Shit is real. These babies are Saturn babies. All hail Saturn. They're Satan. Okay? All hail Satan. These are Saturnian babies. They showed you on The Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan is a black man who had a moon on Europa. And he went on Europa and created Adam and Eve. Get with that storyline. That's one of the illest storylines in TV right now. Remember my rhyme, VVS? You niggas is stupider, trapped on Jupiter. Yeah. Yeah, talk black to me. But we're going to bring some youth. I'm going to get with the Flatbush Zombies because going back to what I was talking about with the Flatbush Zombies, fast forward, come to find out, I'm listening to them, they listening to me. Shout out to Juice. Not Juice World. My brother Juice. You know, shout out to the Zombies. Shout out to Joey Badass. Shout out to Pro Era. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all the Beast Coast. To me, that's the youth. That's the movement that we should have put $6 million and $10 million behind, because those young artists were the truth. AK the Savior, Joey Badass, Juice, Meech Darko, you know, and keep in mind, these are young teenagers. So they're not sitting around talking about hugging trees all day. You know what I'm talking about? They got smoke in their lyrics. But they were on a path to find themselves, to discover themselves. These are crystals and indigos. When Capital Steez died, all of that went away. When Lamborghini, who is the, like I said, the creative mind, the brain trust behind the ASAP movement, when he died, then the ASAP movement ceased to exist the way that it existed when he was alive. All right? He was the source. Bobby Shmurda and all of them, like I said, New York City has a version of drill music that they adopted from Chicago, and it revolves around the gangs. Bobby Shmurda is the big fucking homie when it comes to that. He is the Jay-Z to these little niggas running around drilling in these streets. Even though Chief Keef is the big homie. That's why Tekashi 6ix9ine getting Chief Keef clapped at in New York City, that was huge. Yeah, shout out to ASAP 12E. He's a legend. That was huge in that quote unquote timeline. Because Chief Keef is Baphomet. You know what I mean? Chief Keef is Baphomet. Like you don't fuck with the key. You know, you don't fuck with Chief Keef and them. So the drilling, the whole shit that you see with Ron, with all of them banging on it, where they was banging out. He caught a body like a week ago and all of that. Yeah, Bobby is about to come home. He's coming home next year. All of that shit was influenced by the drill movement out of Chicago. You could just say all of the youth after 2013, because Odd Future, they made their impact, right? They made an impact. Of course, Kendrick Lamar and all of them, they rose up, they did their thing. They became global stars. Pro Era, they popped off. Joey Badass popped off. Flatbush Zombies and all of them, they popped off. But that underground movement, I would say that the biggest influence on artists of his age bracket after he dropped, and that whole group right there, Chief Keef. And I'm not even saying nobody else from Chicago, nigga. It's just Chief Keef. He got his group with him. He got all of his Fredo and all of them. But nigga, Chief Keef, nigga, for sure. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that he's on, that's what they on. Baphomet shit. Demon. They call themselves demons now. That's the new term. It went from goons to goblins to demons. Spinning, sinning, right? They out here spinning the block. You know what I'm talking about? And they out here drilling niggas. And it's going on in all hoods, USA. They drilling in Memphis. They drilling in the A, hard body. They drilling in Brooklyn with the Blickies, going to war with Pop Smoke and all of them, with the Crips. They drilling in Nigeria. They drilling in London. They damn sure drilling in Chicago. They drilling in Detroit. The Zoes in them in Miami, they drilling. They drilling in New Jersey. They drilling in Milwaukee. They drilling in Philly. They drilling in Virginia. So what are you talking about? They drilling in DC. Like, I don't know if y'all realize what the fuck is going on. They drilling in Baton Rouge. They drilling, what's the boy with the dance in Memphis? They try to take Young Dolph head off. They drilling in the Carolinas. Shout out to Baby and them. Yeah, Detroit is definitely scamming more than they drilling, but that shit goes hand in hand. Them niggas in Chicago is scamming. Hard body. And they drilling. You know what I'm saying? They scamming so they could drill. So if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's put it all on the table. NBA YoungBoy, yeah, he's the top driller amongst them niggas in the South. They drilling all of that shit. Big drip. I fell in love with a lit bitch. They all drilling. They call GDK, Gangster Disciple Killer. You ain't, who the fuck is you? That's drilling, man. They all got blue. They all drillers. You feel me? And the lean, all of the hard drugs allow them to drill harder. You know what I'm saying? Future Vandross is the king of the drillers right now. Right? He's the king. That's Future Vandross, my nigga. The one who say he don't even sip on the Molly. He don't take the Percocets. He just sing about the shit. Drill is war music. That's right. These niggas is at war. And the fact that they say that they gotta pop pills to kill, they gotta sip the lean in order to be mean, nigga. You said don't shit on the Carolinas. Niggas not shitting on the Carolinas. I was in Greensboro in 1993 with Poop Man and a nigga who was the kingpin of Greensboro called Big D. That's why I met Coach Kayer. Do your homework. I was out there when Baby was a fucking baby. When Big Kirk was running around, nigga, we was out there. How about that? Yeah, Juice WRLD was inspired by Future. Future's the big homie. You know? I'm not gonna say that Future's drilling, but you know, they all super villains, my nigga. Like I said before, this is about you niggas running around with your Jesus pieces. This is about dark energy. This is some dark magic. This is dark magic matters, nigga. Black magic matters. This is that part. This is that part. You niggas talking about you want to get into the occult. Nigga, get into Chief Keef then. You know what I'm talking about? Get into the real occult. Get into the real hidden world. If you want to stop playing with these books. You niggas is dick riding Pascal Beverly Randolph and them and Madame Blatsfee, nigga. Well, there's some dark ass niggas running around these streets. You know what I'm talking about? And they make it in the music, inside of the music is the lessons sometimes. If you know what you listening to. And if you know how to decode it and decipher it, it's still energy at the end of the day. It's still energy at the end of the day. Because to be honest with you, the drillers are going to be needed, you know, in the near future. These moist niggas is not going to win the war. You know what I'm saying? Bussies with attitudes, they not going to be on the front line. So, listen to rock music. I don't got to listen to rock music. Aesthetic nihilism. Hip-hop is now rock music. That's what I'm trying to say. Juice WRLD was inspired by rock stars. Juice WRLD was inspired by rock stars. You understand? He was listening to hardcore rock stars. Lil Wayne started listening to rock stars. These little niggas, Lil Uzi Vert is only following one person on the gram, nigga. That's Marilyn Manson, nigga. These niggas is really laying up with rock stars. You understand? They're not just following them, like they're chilling with them. They're becoming them. As hip hop being the #1 pop culture genre in the world, that is the new rock. That is the new rock. They went from party like a rock star to really living that shit. They are the new rock star. There is no more rock star. Fucking trap rap and drill music killed the rock star, nigga. They are the rock stars. When Jim Jones and them niggas was wearing skulls on their belt, nigga, that was a takeover. Fuck is you talking about? They the rocks. They thrashing shit. Niggas is wearing Thrasher. They wearing the motherfucking clothes, the tight ass jeans, the motherfucking earrings with the cross in it. Niggas got the face tats. Niggas are rebels. They are rock stars, bona fide, with the Beckys to prove it, nigga. They got a lineup. Did you see them? They got Pam Anderson's daughter in them, nigga. Paris Hilton is a pass around, nigga. They passing her around like the fucking like the lean. They rock stars. Kanye West was running around. I'm a rock star. Wiz Khalifa, I'm a rock star. Travis Scott, I'm a rock star. They're ragers. What's my guy? What's my dude that's be depressed all the time? Skinny Jean nigga who brought that in. Kid Cudi. Rockstar. Little Uzi Vert, little Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. He's a rock star. Rock and roll was started by us. I guess this is the big payback. I guess we taking it back. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Chuck Berry. Yeah, young NBA young boys, two little brothers was charged with second-degree murder. They'll be putting out a album when they come out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Kid Cudi is a GOAT. They got a Mount Rushmore. I called out. I have a real extensive breakdown on the Lil Wayne aesthetics. I have a real thorough breakdown. He's just one inside of their Mount Rushmore. Oh, Bo Diddley. Okay, Bo Diddley. Lil Wayne is on the Mount Rushmore. It's just one. He's just one of about 4. Future is on the Mount Rushmore. Let's be clear. Kid Cudi is on the Mount Rushmore. You know? Kid Cudi is up there. Future is up there. And Weezy F Baby. This is for a new generation of rock stars. You understand? Aesthetic nihilism. They're not here to be old. They don't want to be old over here. They don't want to. They're not. Their plans is not to grow and be old. Like, once again, who are they rebelling against? You old niggas. They don't want to be like you. They don't even want to be old. They don't aspire to be old niggas. They really don't. They say they'll die a legend. I spoke to my son today. Facts. I called up my son. Yo, talk to me about that Juice WRLD thing. How you feel about it? He was like, yo, Juice WRLD ain't dead. I was like, nigga, you all right? That nigga's dead. He was like, Juice WRLD planned his death. He said in his show, Legends Die Young, that he was gonna die, that legends don't even make it to 27. They die at 21. And then my son said he died a few days after his birthday. I said, look, little nigga, don't be getting no ideas. Okay? Don't be getting no ideas. I said, you a legend who gonna live to be old as fuck. So don't start with this fake ass rock. If I see my son with a chain belt on trying to ride a Harley, I'm gonna knock him out. No rock stars in this family. We not going for that. These are indigos. These are star seeds. These children are different. They know that this is a crock of shit. They know that this reality is a hologram. They like, yo, I'm going to come here and put on for 3 or 4 years. I'm going to bust this shit wide open. You know what I mean? And I'm out. I'm out. Free the homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. I'll be a legend to you peons. And I'm out. Fuck out of here. This shit is painful being here. I'm God. I'm a God. I don't have no parents. I don't even know who my family, like Ken Bripson said. My bloodline is trash. I don't fuck with them. I'm out of here. Fuck out of here. That's how the rock stars saw it. Aesthetic nihilism. Aesthetic nihilism. What's nihilism? The rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. That's nihilism. You mean to tell me that these niggas are not nihilistic? They're not dealing with nihilism? And that's a philosophical viewpoint, nihilism. There's a whole bunch of Europeans that came up with this mind state. But that's what these little niggas is rolling with. You had, when the rise of punk rock culture was coming through in Europe, you had trust fund babies talking about they didn't want to live no more. You had white boys born with silver spoons in their mouth. Trust fund babies becoming punk rock stars. These niggas, they were born to live and they wanted to die. Then on the flip side in the Bronx, you got niggas born in poverty. All they wanted to do was live. All they wanted to do was live. They was dying young and they wanted to live to be old. That's the birth of hip hop. But you got these motherfucking silver spoon crackers that they don't even want to live, and they was born with everything. I don't give a fuck if it started in America. I'm saying in America and over in the UK, nigga. They had some heavy ass punk rockers over there. The motherfuckers that said the who was that Sid Vicious that talk about the Queen? God bless the Queen or whatever that shit was. Sid Vicious, all of them. So there's been a flip. There's been a flip, or there's been a merging of philosophies. Mick Jagger, yeah, Rolling Stones, like even the Beatles to some degree. Especially when they begin to go occult and exoteric and everything with fucking Crowley and all of that. Sergeant Pepper. Like, these dudes were basically living their life on the edge. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. I don't even like saying, I feel like them shits is curses saying that shit. Like, I don't even, shit is like a fucking, you know, I don't even want to say their names. Kurt Cobain is these dudes' God. He's also, he might be on the goddamn Mount Rushmore. Kurt Cobain might be on the Mount Rushmore. He is this generation's James Dean. I wouldn't necessarily say Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse was something that they saw. They saw Amy Winehouse die, right? But Kurt Cobain, when he basically blew his brains out, that grunge music and whatnot, that Nirvana, that was his Nirvana, nigga. That, you know, that's the running joke, that he reached Nirvana by killing himself. And he is somebody that they look up to. Juice said that his favorite artist was John Lennon. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. So they just different, yo. This generation different. And we got to understand how different that they are and why they're different. You feel me? And why. So I'm not going to keep y'all. It's mad late. You know what I'm talking about? And I've enjoyed the time that I spent with y'all. Yeah, let's get these likes up. You know, give us a reward. Show a little bit of reward in the building tonight. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. You know, but going back to the solutions, talk to your fucking kids. You know what I mean? See what's on their minds. If there are children out here hooked on hard drugs, get them on some herbs. Get them on some plant-based medicine. Don't send them to me, because that's not what I do. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is not going to get me on a RICO. You know, don't send them to me. We'll let you know about the retreats, though. They could definitely come on the retreats. And we there for them. I don't give a fuck. From 7 to 70, it don't matter. You know, we want to introduce them. We want to take that ceiling that they feel that they have, because a lot of them don't know anything about consciousness. They don't know anything about this next phase. That's why a lot of them are ready to check out, because this boring ass rendition of what life is, shit, I would check out. This shit is corny. Video games, fast food, and fucking school that has a version of math that's mad confusing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. And if you can't make it to the NBA, the NFL, or get signed to Drake's label, then you're trash in this society. That's how they selling this shit to these kids, bro. So we got work to do. We got work to. I don't got all the solutions. You know what I'm saying? But I know in this building tonight, and the people that I'm connected to on my network, that if there's 99 problems, we got 99 solutions plus one. So it's all good. You know, we got to talk more about that last episode of Watchmen. No, we got to go and watch American Gods 3 when I do the lecture. I'm going to talk about Watchmen. I'm going to wrap up the whole season in the lecture that I do. So I said the link will be here. Go and buy your ticket, my guy. and we'll really get to talk about it, because I can't show clips of Watchmen on YouTube, but I could do it on Zoom. Intellectual property. We're gonna walk through that shit. They went all the way in on Watchmen last night. I am Dr. Manhattan. With that being said, salute to the family, love and light. Sign up, play the poll. You know, I got polls on the YouTube channel. You know, contribute to the poll. I want to know who the top 10 conscious master teachers for 2010 to 2020. In your opinion, not my opinion, in your opinion, because everybody is different. And I honor everybody's differences. This is not a trick question. I'm just gauging. I'm engaging with the collective. I'm collecting data to see where we at collectively. What frequencies are we on? All right. Did the same teacher reach out and touch you the way that they touched me with their information? Pause. All right. But with that being said, Cash App, philmoreland, Moreland, Kings County, of course. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. I'm going to have a pop-up shop in Atlanta this weekend at Wadada. Even if I won't be there, we'll have our clothes there. Pop-up shop in Atlanta. And I might be in Texas, Houston. So look out for that. I'll let the family know. But if you in New York City and you knew my guy Poop Man, you know what I mean? Bernard Johnson, you know what I'm saying? If he was one of you, if you knew who he was, we're going to be paying homage to his spirit on Thursday at his wake, and then we'll bury him Friday morning. I need everybody from Flatbush, BK, all of my street dudes. You know what I mean? If you in the streets, then you already know who the God is. He was the mayor. You know what I mean? He laid it down. He was a good dude. And he lives through me, Blue Pill, and everybody else who he touched. You dig? So with that being said, peace.